for you?
So I declared I was going to do 30 parts in 30 days. To not conflict with November, I'm shooting the videos this month, but I'm doing November every day. So I'm shooting a video about November and men's health this month, and we're going to release the part videos next month. I'm shooting them, but
Beautiful.
I didn't want to conflict with the
Okay.
importance of men's health, but I'm doing that every day. I'm declaring that every day and helping raise awareness for men's health.
Beautiful. So as I'm with you on this, I'm down for this. Let me know what I need to do. I don't know what to do. I just wanted to support the cause.
Will do.
Okay. And until I go and see my mom, she's gonna like face
Oh, yeah.
shave that. So
Like, my wife won't kiss me anymore.
right. So what is that? How's that adjusted your schedule? How's that made you feel? Like, what does it do for like consistency and like just building that repetition and that muscle memory? Like, how does that work for you?
Yeah, so shooting these park videos every day with my kids is like, we're only on the 4th video, and like, it's like we've grown exponentially in like how we're shooting it, what content we're communicating in the video.
Yeah.
In just 4 days. Like, I can't believe it's like 30 days.
Right.
And I'm not one to be, I don't like being in front of the camera, but at the same time, I'm like, I can hear myself, and we're listening to the recordings, we're doing voiceovers, like, if we're really dialing in our craft a little bit, and we're only 4 days into this stupid thing.
I love it. And your kids are participating. So
Yeah.
they don't see Kevin as just a man that is trying to sell real estate in the market. They see him as a family person, someone that's about the community, and something he's part of something that's bigger in mental health awareness for men. So I love it. Who else has a challenge that they're sticking to that they declared here publicly? Is that a smile from V in the back? Okay. I don't know. I learned to read smiles through COVID. Right? It's all here. So did you have a challenge that you're sticking to for 30 days?
Last minute, at first I wasn't gonna do it, but I like to do this one. It's a challenge for myself. So mine is just about my real estate journey and kind of incorporating mental health in it, whether it's the smallest thing.
Love it. Love it. And I think that you do a really good job of that. You're in the gym. Defined in this business. So anybody else have a 30-day challenge that they declared here that they're sticking to? They're free.
I wasn't here at the last session, but I heard all our team members were doing it, and I was like, I better get with the program. So I started with Mimi. She gave me the extra push. So I'm day 3 today. It's hard. Like, I don't like getting in front of the camera. So because I'll give you every excuse. Oh, my hair's like this. Oh, I don't look nice. So I just picked what I know that I feel confident about speaking, and I just do it. Like, I was at the 1 o'clock office yesterday, and I was like, okay, I gotta get my video. I gotta get my video. And I went in one of the offices and I recorded the video. Luckily, it didn't take me 10 takes this time. So that was nice. But then obviously there was another excuse that came up, and I'm like, oh, wait here, naturally, right? I'm like, the heck with that. I'm putting it out. So I put it out. So it's just like, I am learning to not be my own worst critic.
Totally.
And just do it.
I love it. Zaira, you said a quote on group coaching yesterday. I would not do it justice, but what was the quote that you said yesterday in group coaching?
That says you don't have to be great to get started. You just have to get started to be great.
Right?
Ooh,
That was the reaction on group coaching yesterday. I was like, oh, I like that. And it coincides perfectly with what we do with video. We all have challenges. I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way I look. I don't like that angle. Well, get over yourself because people are going to see you anyways. And so you just have to start there. So love it. And I love that it's going to push you for 30 days. Right? It's like that constant for 30 days. I promise you, that's how you develop a new skill. And that's how you develop a new habit.
So at the first social media class, this is part 2, the first one. Did you say that was recorded, or that one was not?
That's recorded.
Okay, I'll watch that.
Yep.
And then is that where you guys decided to do these challenges?
Yeah, because we had a guest speaker. His name is
Jesse.
what's his
Peters?
last name? Peters. And If you guys are doing videos, make sure to tag me. He's super interested in what we're doing. But he had talked about it, and then we just challenged the group, and so many people stepped up to the challenge. So many people stepped up. Anybody else doing one?
Faithfulness. My voice sounds so like a little mouse. Everybody thinks that
Your
I'm
voice
my
sounds like
daughter.
your voice.
So when I hear it, I'll delete it and start over and delete it and start over, but it's making me more confident and comfortable. So now, once I'm done with the 30-day challenge, I'll be able to continue and constantly build myself with them.
I love it. And you know what you'll find? You'll find the love for your own voice. You'll find the love for how many people hate the way they sound on video? Mel, you do?
People tell me that all the time.
They hate the way that you sound?
You talk so fast, I can only understand every other word.
But you still do it. Okay.
You only have 15 seconds for an IG story. It's just do it and be gone.
So Kenny and I are vastly different. So when I want to create something on IG, it's usually on an IG story because I can't get it underneath a minute. And I try. He's just like, oh, it gives you all this
I'll
stuff.
cut it at 16 seconds. Like, no, I don't want to. Yeah, another 1 second thing. I'll just redo it real quick.
So I love that you guys raise your voice, raise your hand, say I don't really like the sound of my voice. Get used to it, get comfortable with it, and get comfortable seeing yourself on camera. 10 years ago, this business, people said video will never work. Video's not the way of the future. That's not gonna work. Well, where are those agents now? They're close to retirement or they're not selling shit. So what I want to know from today, from our time together, having somebody that has truly built his business on social media, gets tons of referrals every single year. And here's what Kenny doesn't do. Kenny doesn't have anybody else manage his
This is
social
way
media.
too hard to use. We're not doing this again.
So when you think about Creep Current Matters and all these posts and like people doing your social media for you and this automation, I believe personally, and this is just my opinion, you should remove yourself from automation and move into personalization. Kenny is a clear example of that. Kenny doesn't have a social media manager, but he has 11,500 followers. So there's something true about that. You don't have to have somebody do it for you. You should spend the time. If you say, I don't have time to do social media, bullshit. You're in your car, you have the time. There's always 5 minutes in your day that you say, okay, let me just create something really quick. My mom just reminded me I need to create my video. So our hope and our game today is that we make sure that you guys walk out of here with something tangible that you can use in your business right away. So I'm curious to know is what would you like to walk out of this session today with? You guys probably have some thoughts and intention of what you came here for. So I want to focus on that. What are some things that you guys would hope to gain from our time together today? Shoot it out, you guys. Don't be shy.
Got some brand logo ideas I sent to Kenny just now.
Cool. Yeah, we'll do that. I want to see those for sure.
Send it to Elias. He's hooked up.
Okay.
Yeah, send it to me.
Just get more comfortable doing it. Just letting it not be perfect and just letting it evolve.
Cool. When we're done here, I'm gonna have you go upstairs with Melody into our office, and then have you create a video.
Okay.
All right, she'll kind of help you, coach you through that. She's been great on social, building her brand. If you're cool with that, just kind of coaching her through that. We'll make one video before you leave this building today. Yeah? All right, cool. What else are you guys hoping to gain from our time together today?
Think learning how to either merge the videos or just little tricks on TikTok. I'm 25 and surprisingly, I suck at like social media things.
Really?
So, yeah,
Okay, cool.
I am not good at all.
So like, are you saying editing?
So I know I looked up a YouTube video last week because I didn't even know how to add like the, you know how the captions add at certain parts of the video?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do that. So just little like tips and tricks like
Okay.
that of how to just make everything come. And
So like functionality.
yeah.
Like when you're posting a video. My mom's like, how do you put words on there stuff? I'll show you in January for your fake vacation that you're not. You got your hand up.
Similar to what she was saying, just learning how to stitch them together and putting the different effects, like blow it up and do different things. And I know Instagram is always changing stuff up too, so just staying relevant
Okay.
and learning the different tools and tricks and of putting it, stitching it together.
Okay, cool. What else? Aaliyah.
She just gave me an idea. So I was reading something about like trending sounds and where to research what's trending. And I read that they don't focus on Instagram, like trending sounds, they focus on trending sounds that are on TikTok and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know how to find the trending sounds on TikTok, but is that what we do? Because I just look at trending sounds on Instagram.
Yeah, so maybe
Like the songs?
I can show you.
Is it?
so you can-
I can show her all that, yeah.
Okay, cool. So maybe for some of the TikTok stuff, we actually pull up TikTok, your TikTok
Not
account.
mine.
Come on.
Hold on,
I originally
Lisa,
went on TikTok
Lisa.
because nobody I
Lisa,
knew was
Lisa,
on there,
with
so
all
I
due
didn't give a
respect,
shit.
It's a social platform. We can go to it right now and all the
I know.
stuff you don't want us to see, we can go and see. So now, if we don't show the things that you don't want us to see in this environment, what's everyone gonna do later?
Shit, let me go on there really quick.
They're gonna be
see what's
sitting
on
down
there.
on the shitter and they're gonna be like, you see what Lisa did on TikTok last year.
Like, I forgot.
Look at her, she's in there.
Like, what do I have on there?
So maybe Lisa can do some
Tries it.
examples
I
and
can,
then
that's
have-
fine.
and then we could show some examples on how to find trending music on Instagram, how to save those and how to use those. What else? What are you guys helping to gain out of this time together today?
I just learned so I can help too.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. If you guys have teenagers in the house, exploit them and use them for
Yeah,
this
yeah,
advantage,
actually.
right? What else?
I also want to figure out what things do I need to actually pay for help, like, rights to sounds, images, what makes sense financially? And what doesn't, what can I get for free?
You know what makes sense right now? Spend this much.
No.
You know, like all you have to do is just start documenting. Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, that's it. Oh, here, I put some captions on, I put some music on, I made a reel, I made a TikTok video, I put it on IGTV. Like, you don't have to spend any money right now.
But putting music on.
And whatever's
you can't
on
just
there.
grab any music.
No.
Even if you own it.
Whatever is
You
on
can.
there, you
There's
can
certain-
use in a song.
Yeah.
If it's underneath that
Oh.
point, then you're good. You'll see it a lot in like YouTube videos that are like 3 or 4 minutes long. You can't use the whole song. But on TikTok, because they're so short, you can get away with it.
Oh,
Clips and
okay.
phrases you'll be able to use.
See, stuff like that. Yeah,
You
I
wanna-
thought you could get in trouble. So I was like, oh
Nope.
no, I need to have a membership to some company that lets me use songs. And okay,
No, you have access to a ton of music.
that's great.
What else, you guys? What else are you hoping to gain from our time together today? Go ahead, Fatima. No, I don't think it's a stupid question. I didn't know what the difference was at first. And now I know, if it's over a minute, then it's like IGTV, well then, let's just do a reel. So that's a good question. You can show some examples. How many people in here feel like on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the very best, they're at a 10 on their social media game? Please raise your hand. Aaliyah, I think that you are about 8 to a 10. I think Mel, you're about 8 to 10 on the social media flow and creating content. I think you guys are really, really high on that list.
But it all depends on the platform you're on too, right? Some of you guys could know how to do a reel, but not on TikTok, not on TikTok, not on YouTube, and YouTube, not IG or whatever. So you just got to pick where you're strong at and focus on there. And I think it's really important to focus on where the consumers are at too before. Still to this, like Snapchat is still a little behind, but it's actually jumping ahead way quickly. Snapchat isn't where your clients are at. But there's other agents on there trying to like track your people. So Snapchat is probably one of the biggest ones to generate agent referrals right now, from what I've seen. And IG, obviously, it's all these programs, they really push the content way more as they're growing to increase adoption. Like right now, they're forcing reels into your feeds, or well, they already are, and they're trying to pushing the videos. So if you have it on there, they're going to give you way more looks than you really normally would get. So that's where you guys are focusing on, and that's why you had 1,400 views yesterday off one video, right?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that either. So.
All right, guys, let's do this. I want to continue on our conversation. I appreciate the feedback. I want you guys to ask questions, but we're going to do a quick social experiment right now. And this is not for public shaming. This is for to get you guys' true opinion on some logos really quick. So we did this last time with Lisa, and she finally landed on a really, really cool logo. So I want to get your guys' true opinion on what you guys think about these logos. And Alex, thanks for sharing these with us. So,
Yeah, I haven't done any fonts or anything. It's just like scrapped together.
all right, by show of hands, how many people like this logo? Okay, one person. By a show of hands, how many people like the logo in the red here? Okay. How many people like the red and gray one in the center? One over there. Okay. How many people like the all gray and, ooh, wow. Okay, cool. Alex, did most of the room answer or raise their hand on that one.
Okay.
AP, how many people like this? Okay, wow. Alex, you
That was
guys
good.
yeah, like, you should watch, turn your head around.
Yeah.
AP,
Nah.
No.
Isn't that Associated
Payroll.
Press?
yeah, this
Payroll,
looks like
AP.
a associate press. This one's hard for me to read.
Okay.
It almost looks like a Spartan thing.
Yeah, it's like a
Spartan
shield,
races.
yeah.
Mhm. All
Okay.
right, so going
I
back,
think
to-
that's it. So
That's
the- that one and the second one and the one
so,
right
so
after, right?
if it was my choice, and if you want my opinion,
Yeah,
I like this one a lot.
okay. Like, and just keep it simple, black and white, no colors. Or, I mean, I like that it's just, I could, add colors whenever.
Totally. So for the people that raised their hand on this particular one, what did you like about it?
Simple.
It's simple.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was going for, minimalist.
Okay, cool. Who else raised their hand on this one? Margarita?
Yeah, simple.
Derek?
I had to say versatility.
Say again?
Versatility, you can use it on different job backgrounds.
Yeah, I mean, I could see you using this as an embosser. You could have this on your card. You could have this, if this was on back of a black card and that was in the center, this would pop.
Yeah,
This
okay,
would pop.
awesome.
What else? Any other feedback for Alex? One more time? They don't hurt your eyes? Okay. Does the red hurt your eyes?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does, okay.
Okay.
A little bright.
All right, Kenny, which one did you like? You like this one, right?
Yeah, I think that has like, I don't know, it looks like a superhero icon. Maybe not the exact font. The other one, the second one, that most people like, it could easily look like AD. So I don't know, like
Okay,
it's,
yeah.
Yeah, and so when
It's-
I'm looking at this, I think
I
this.
think it's a cool
needs to-
logo, but I don't see AP when I first see it.
It
Yeah.
probably needs to connect higher
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then a longer line here, because it does look like AE. Now that
Okay.
I'm seeing this. Cool, awesome, awesome.
Thank you.
For the people that weren't here last time, we added a couple different logos and you guys might have seen this. And this was Lisa's branding here. This is what she ran with for her final product. When I see this, you know what I think about? I think about Chanel. And we said this last time. I think it has a really cool, modern, sleek look from not only just your peers. Lisa, what feedback have you gotten from the public?
None.
Okay, good.
I haven't put it out there too much
Okay,
yet, so
all right.
just starting to run with it, but from friends, family, they all like it.
Okay, good. What do you guys think about this?
I think there's the spacing here. This isn't a square. Actually, no, the intention isn't a square. I don't think it was. I think it looks great. I think you're still missing, you should match the spacing down here. Let's just say my finger is like that, right? It's a little short up there.
It actually is, so Elias, was texting me like he was in a hurry for some reason, and I was in the middle of a listing appointment, and so I was in the car rushing home to my family, and I think I sent him the older version of it.
Yeah, so I
have to
wanted
leave
it
up.
for when we were doing goal meeting the other day. So yeah, so
Yeah.
those
Yeah, I think it's
margins.
nice and clean.
It's clean, it is cleaned up from that.
Okay, very cool.
Can I get your guys' opinion on what I thought, because I'm.
Email it to me.
Okay.
And I'll pull it up.
Mhm.
So check this out. So Roxanne, and sorry, it's a little fuzzy up here, but Roxanne, there's no other Roxanne in this area that is selling real estate. And so when she came to us with this thought, we're like, why don't you just be Roxanne? Right? Like just be Roxanne. It's kind of like Steffi. So Steffi is Miss Appointment Setter. So she had like this curse of Steffi and there was a phone over here. I was like, why doesn't it just be Steffi? And if you want a hashtag, the hashtag is called Steffi. Right? And so she's like, now I'm on to something. So you guys don't have to overthink it. Look at Sandy's brand. Like nobody is doing stuff like this. Nobody's doing stuff. So if there's something that you're into, whether it's dogs, whether it's cats, whether it's, we have a guy on the team that's into chickens, right? It's like, if that's your thing, then that's your thing. That's what's going to sell. Let me show you a couple other ones that we added to this deck since the last time. So this.
Well, Steffi too sent me a bunch of logos. I didn't think any of them looked good. It was really cursive. And she tried to put the words. Name a appointment. Like what brand has 7 syllables? It's hard to like remember. So I was like, you should just do Steffi. It's like I really don't know your Steffi. That's how we decided on that.
This here, I think this is pretty cool, right? Kind of looks like him, right? The beard.
Yeah.
We're not the biggest fan of the house, but the way that he played the house together. Gabrielle, she has I don't know, 70 plants inside of her condo. And so she's gone with this kind of this plant theme. What is her Instagram handle?
Property and plants.
Property and plants. So I think that she has something that's
Her
really
colors
special.
are really cool. She's adding all this like little background stuff that makes it really unique. The fonts I don't love, but I think it's growing me because it reminds me of like futuristic font, but from the 80s, that's futuristic. But they all like a TypeScript,
Yeah.
but it clashes well. There's actually times I think put an article on Slack where you could mix some fonts and colors, and I think she's got it down. Maybe you guys are open to changing the Fast Real Estate logo, the red, you can change whatever colors you want. So maybe I think actually look clean if she changed to the white, send her that.
Or maybe she changed the line to
If it's green, it'd be.
or
olive
the,
green.
no, of the line to white.
Yeah.
So you guys see here, this is Janique Cook. What I like about Janique Cook is everything above this, right? Like I'm not the biggest fan of this because I just don't feel like the font or the style of this font goes together with this elegance, right?
What do you guys think of when you hear trust the timing of your journey? Sorry for you guys can't read.
Okay, so that right there,
It's a little confusing.
okay. Does it say real estate? Does it?
Not necessarily, no, it could be anything.
So, and thanks for pointing that out. So it's a little confusing, the messaging, right? Like trust the timing of your journey. Like, is she a life coach? Like,
Yeah, that would make sense.
what's it? It's more personal, right?
Yeah,
Right.
your journey.
Let's see one more here. What do you think about this bottom one here?
I like that for YouTube.
Say again?
I like that for YouTube.
You like that for YouTube?
I like that entrance.
Yeah.
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 It's pretty, but yeah, I can't read it.
I like
You can't read it and it's not going to be legible on all things. However, when you see this and you meet Kylie, do you think that her brand and personality go really, really well? She's really soft spoken, right? I think like that kind of represents
What is
her.
this big thing? So maybe ask the guys first, just like, what do you guys, I don't know what this big thing is. Guys?
Pink thing is lip gloss.
Flower?
I thought it was pinks.
All right, so we have 3 people talked and 3 of us had different opinion of what it was. So when you have a brand, it should be like obvious. So here, like no one here knows what it is. It just looks cool.
So my thought would be to eliminate this.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's
There's just something about it that it's like, I don't know what it is, but I don't care because I can't decide whether or not. She likes the pink.
most of the women here at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every almost half the women here have pink laptops. So
And
Yeah.
be in that.
yeah, I see it. Oh, and yeah, to resonate with it. But this is really hard to read if you're putting on stuff.
Yeah.
So this could be like you said, like it could be using YouTube like a splash screen, but maybe if you're using a watermark or some stuff, like in the corner, then that will not show well. So maybe there's a white or black version of it, and then this clash of fonts. But I think she's making it work.
I think she should have different colored fonts for different type of material and then different this. I don't know, but I do
She
see.
Just have pink as one of her colors with, she can have the gold, black and pink. Like,
Yeah.
I think the colors look cool.
Yeah, they do. I think the golden pink.
I don't
look-
like the 2 fonts together. I like the font for name, although it does make it a little tricky to read the beginning of the last name.
If you
Okay.
did it in black, it might can stand out more, but if it's in gold on top of a pink.
Yeah.
it
So it has gradient, so like it has variations of it. So it's not today's kind of modern style.
Those are the newest ones that we added since the last time we spoke. Let's go to Zyra. You sent us one?
I think she went to it.
You did? Okay, cool. So let's pull this up really quick.
I sent mine too. I want some feedback from planning and
Okay.
everybody else.
All right, cool. So let's go to Zyra
Let's see
here.
your email.
All right, so this is Iris. All right, guys. So thoughts?
I liked it. I just think maybe the layout, the states and everything could be a little bit different. But
Anything else? Thoughts, feedback, Mel?
I like it. I really like the ZQ.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm thinking is that the line is just a little bit too long. Maybe shorten the line down a little bit, so that it kind of aligns with the actual logo. And then whenever I see logos like that, I always just think like, how's that gonna look like on a piece of branding, like a postcard or a flyer? So
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what I was.
yeah, maybe like minimize it a little bit or
Mm.
try to make it not so long, because obviously you'll have your fast real estate logo or your EXP logo somewhere on there too to stay compliant. So it's just like, you don't want it to be too big.
I would think that maybe you get rid of the ZQ. Now, just follow my thoughts here. Rid of the ZQ, move this up to where it's right there, and then make this smaller.
Yeah.
This is a little bigger. You eliminate that. Has the soft approach to it. This line is shortened, and then this is smaller. So what you see is the Zyra. How do I say it? Quintel? Real estate. That's just my thoughts.
But I like the text, like I like the font.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's really, really pretty.
I don't think the word real estate should ever be bigger than a person's name.
Nope.
So that's one, and then I like the ZQ, and no one has it, kind of like Roxanne or Sheffield, and I would focus on that. This style is pretty common. You've already seen it a couple times here, so I wouldn't even have word. Well, it's also redundant too, because fast, you'll have something that says real estate, whether it's fast real estate or whatever company it is. So then you're having it twice on the same thing. So I would try to focus, maybe even just have
Take
one
out
of the
the
ZQ somewhere and just get rid of this altogether, leave the font or something, play around with that.
It could even just be the ZQ, like
Yeah.
it could just be that, you know?
Yeah, good. All right, cool. Let's see one more. Let's say you just sent me one.
Yeah.
Cool. Looks safe. So,
So with
Yeah.
that said, look, again, the line is being used a lot.
yeah. All right, so you guys, out of these, let's see, how many people like this top one? How many people like the middle one? 4 or 5. How many people like this bottom one? Wow. Okay, cool. And then let's see.
Where are the most votes at?
The bottom one. So this one was the one. I personally liked this one. I didn't like that one too much. I like this one, but now that I'm seeing it, I like this.
Yeah. It's clean.
Yeah, what do you guys like about it? Rebecca? What do you like about this?
It's different. It's not that line. I have been seeing that line a lot. And I just like the box. It's a clean design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Ken?
Yeah, I like I don't like the old kind of old school font, but I think this is on something. The gradient actually works kind of well here. I like another one too without it. This font is way too much going on.
Which is the top one?
Yeah, like these fonts, there's just too much extra stuff. It's not the
Yeah.
nice thing. So I think something like this, maybe, I mean, there's thousands of fonts out there. If you like that style of font, you just go through, these font websites to find something unique. Sometimes you pay for it, sometimes you don't. So that I probably would like do something along with that. That's not something I've seen more recently yet.
Yeah, and I like this one too. All right, cool. Gurpreet, you just sent us some? Okay, cool. Gurpreet, let's go here. Okay. Okay, so thoughts on this, you guys? Go ahead, Armando.
I like the logo, but maybe make some lines that go outward, maybe a little bit shorter.
So Gurpreet, when I see this on your stuff, this part's really, really hard to like decipher what it is. I like this, but when you have it printed, now that GK is super, super small, it's really, really hard to read.
I think that looks almost like Chinese or Japanese something calligraphy. This kind of looks cool. I think kind of, I don't know, maybe it's some type of restaurant somewhere, Red Robin or something. I see that'd be really cool.
It reminds me of like a high-end sushi restaurant for me. That's like, I could see like a high-end sushi restaurant.
That's the look she was going for. So great Gurpreet Carg Homes is trademark.
Yeah.
I think the TN next to the homes is not obvious. That's the trademark. It looks like you trademark the word homes,
Okay.
right? Because usually it should be one.
So move it up to the name.
Yeah, or just drop it. I mean, no, I don't know which other Gurpreet car is going to try to steal your branding.
I mean,
There's a lot of Greek colors out there. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. That's almost like a
sun. But
Yeah.
so there's a white line here.
It's hard to see with the invisible
Yeah.
background.
Maybe you don't have this. Maybe you have this and you don't have a line there, and this is moved up. I'm just thinking like variations.
Just the words here, you just can't see.
Is there words there?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just transparent.
Okay.
It's just transparent. These are different versions of the same logo.
Okay. Okay. Gurpreet, which one do you like the most?
I mean, they're all literally the same, it's just I'm able to use different ones depending on what I'm using it for, what piece of content I'm using it for, like if it's transparent, like.
What was the story behind, like, how did you just come up with kind of this design that you like?
I like the font because it's like, it's different. And then the idea behind the long lines. The long lines was like, I welcome everybody, like, I'm there for you. That was kind of the idea of having the.
So the lines are supposed to be like a hug?
Kinda, that's kind of like, welcoming everybody.
Record. Laptop. Zoom.
It wasn't the laptop.
Christmas gift.
Wow. Something. Here, sorry guys.
Maybe do a reset on the TV.
Try restarting your computer.
All right, so I was going to show you how things look, but kind of shift gears while I get this up. No, I just think that yours and it's your initials, but it's always so hard to see.
I have to agree with that. That's my issue too. I feel like it's hard to see.
Yeah, it's just, and on smaller print, I mean, obviously this is on the big screen, but on smaller print, it's really, really hard to see. Let's see a couple other ones. Same thing. I like it though. I think you're onto something here. I just think that it's really, really hard to read. Okay, let's shift gears. Does anyone else have that one that they want to send me that they're working on? They
I
want-
mean, I have a question. So what's everyone using to create their logo? Are they using like Illustrator or what exactly?
Canva.
Oh, Canva.
So
Yeah.
Canva and
Which
then
is free.
and then Design Pickle.
Design pickle.
Never
Design
heard of
Pickle.
that one.
Yeah, we hired, I'm not sure if we signed a contract. We hired Design Pickle to kind of do like small edits and stuff. So you guys, the point of these workshops is kind of get you thinking on like logo design, and then you can work with Design Pickle on whatever things you need done.
So Melanie, really quick, I don't think you were here the last time. How did you come up with yours?
So it's actually changed since then. You need to update your slide. I actually just emailed you my new logo.
Is it really different or it's pretty similar?
It's pretty similar. So I just emailed it to Elias, but this is basically what it looks like. I don't know if you guys can all see that.
Yeah, clean.
So it's
But-
the same, just different color.
Oh,
Yeah.
And no key.
So I removed the key just because I thought it looked a little too messy and cluttered in one small space. I kind of followed the Team Fast branding with the black and the red just because I wanted it to look good next to the Fast Real Estate logo as well. Because if you have all different colors and fonts, it kind of makes it look a little messy. I would even take the cursive away and make it a little bit more generic looking, but I really don't like squares or sharp lines.
Oh, you changed the font of Melody as well.
Yeah, I did. So
I like the bottom font a lot. It's nice, like clean, kind of
This-
80s.
This
Yeah.
retro is here.
It
Fun
looks
is
like
that?
the alignment's a little bit off. I don't
it's
know,
the
my
one you
OCD is
always
acting up.
the
On the
font,
U, is that right?
the font for the bottom is actually called Salty Feeling.
Salty feeling?
Yeah, so I downloaded the font offline.
I see that.
And then I
Okay.
uploaded it into Canva so that I could use my own font in Canva. And I put it as a part of my branding kit. So now anytime I make a postcard or a flyer,
Move
all
your
those-
mouse a little bit.
all those fonts are in the Canva branding kit. So all my, other text will match it as well. Because Kenny always says to only use 1 to 2 fonts maximum on any branding material, just so it looks good. And I like circles because I just don't like sharp objects. Like I believe in like good feng shui and like good energy and all that. So like I just like the circle and it just kind of,
It's hard to pick this font. It's really quirky. You see, like it's all misaligned, but
It
it's
does.
kind of like has a really cool flair to it.
It's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, I like the font a lot.
Yeah, 'cause
And
I
the
don't see
key
that
you
one.
remove. I think keys are like on new like roofs, house roofs, a lot of people are using keys, but I haven't seen keys actually look good because the key is very intricate. There's so much things in it. Just when you print it, it's hard to see. It's not slick. There's no slick keys. If it is slick key, then it's gonna be pretty boring.
Yeah.
This works for him because the whole logo is a key that works.
But he
for
went
him.
old school. Like that's his style. Like he doesn't want to do modern.
Yeah, like on the old logo that you have, Elias, on the slide, the key, if that was to get printed out on a flyer,
can't
the
see it.
key would be totally like, like bunched up together and it wouldn't look clean. So that's
That's when you
why,
had fun touching the
Yeah.
edges too and stuff.
yeah, so I fixed that, I think, in a new one.
Cool, awesome. All right, well, let's shift gears, you guys, unless anybody else has any logos or stuff they want to send our way. No? All right, and I appreciate you guys being open and sharing your logos and asking for feedback. All right, so let's shift gears into Instagram. How many people are not on Instagram right now? Everyone having an Instagram account? Okay, cool. How many people, let's start with probably one of the basic things. How many people right now know how to make a reel? Please raise your hand if you know how to make a reel. All right, cool. So Melanie, we need your help on this too. Let's do this. Let's, if you know how to make a reel, I want you to center around the person that knows how to make a reel. You know how to make reels, right? You don't? Okay, cool. Love this. So I want to show you why this is going to be a game changer for your business and for awareness. So you guys know Kylie, we just talked to her about her right now. So Kylie, who is, what's that? Which one's the new one? This one?
The very first one.
Let's see if I got volume on here.
No, the very first.
Oh, the very first one. I might not have volume on here. This one or,
The first one.
well, there's someone pointed here and then someone pointed here. So this one's not that funny. This one's just her hair. Are you talking this one, Byron?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
the most recent one. She just uploaded like 20 minutes.
The girl who loved living, the girl who danced instead of walking, the girl who had sunflowers for eyes and fireworks in her soul. I started playing music again, hoping she would come out. I started looking for beautiful moments to experience so she would feel safe enough to show herself because I knew she was in there. And she needed my kindness and my effort to come to. I started calling that girl back. The girl.
So she created this one last week.
Oh, that's a lot of views. 59,000.
59,000 views for one video. But it's this one. I showed it in coaching yesterday.
I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am that bitch. I am gonna go get that bag, and I am not gonna take your shit. I am protected, well respected. I'm a dream. I do what I wanna do, and I'm who I wanna.
So 59,000 views. Who's gonna do a remix of that? Because you know that shit would be funny. I'm like, thanks, Kylie, for the idea. So what I was thinking is, why don't we just show everyone how to create a reel?
But I think with that though too, it's also the sound has been trending for a while. That's why
Totally.
we got so many views.
Totally.
Use the trending sound.
Does
So that
everyone
makes
know
a
how to
difference.
find trending sounds on
It's a
YouTube?
trending sound. Is that a
Yes,
song?
all right, so let's do this. So
Okay.
please raise your hand if you know how to make reels right now. Please just raise your hand. Keep your hand up really quick.
Oh, no how?
Yes, you know how.
Damn.
Okay, she's so reluctant. All right, so why don't we do this? Why don't you, there's 4 of you? So let's do like 5 per group.
Don't use me, I don't really make reels yet, but I know how to do it.
Okay, cool. So then Aaliyah, because Leah learns by doing, she's gonna do and show today. So Aaliyah, let's grab a group of 5 people. You grab a group of 5 people. Denise, you grab a group of 5 people. You grab a group of 5 people, let's say, and let's just do this together. Cool? Cool. Come up with Mel. 5 people come up here with Mel. Bring your phone.
I need one more.
One more.
At the back, at the back.
You can cuddle in.
Okay, cool. So, everyone has an Instagram app, right? Everyone should.
Oh, they have to have an app? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Okay, what's the
Let's
next?
see.
Okay, so the number one thing to remember is to make a reel, you can't, first of all, to find a trending reel, you hit this center button right here at the bottom of Instagram. So I spend like maybe a couple of minutes, like at night when I'm laying in bed, just to find like what's the most trending sounds on reel. And the way you would do that is you click on this, you see that play button at the very bottom, you click on that.
Okay, so now this is how you film a reel.
So these are the reels. You can scroll through all the trending reels on Instagram by swiping up. Okay, the number one thing to remember is if you're looking for a trending sound or like a funny voice like the one Kylie did, is all the trending sounds on Instagram have this arrow on the bottom left-hand corner of the video. Do you guys all see that arrow on the bottom left-hand corner?
Does this one count too?
Yes.
Okay.
So then if it just has the regular.
So that arrow, yeah, do you see that little arrow right there?
And if it just has a music note?
Like this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we scroll through a couple of them, just go ahead and scroll through it with me now, you'll see that not all of them have that arrow, right? So that, right, exactly. So a lot of them are it's not trending.
Why does some have a music?
That, and you actually.
Because they took a song?
I think it's from
A piece of a song from
From
the playlist. Okay, okay.
How do you upload it?
So now let's just do a reel together on, so first of all, before I go to the next section, let's say that you find a reel that's trending that you want to use. Okay, so let me find one right now that's trending.
To add music, press on audio.
Okay, we'll just use this one because it's a song and there's no like voices on it. So this is a trending reel, right? So what you would do is you would click on the scrolling title at the very bottom, which is the song page. And then once you click on it, it goes to all the people that have created a reel with that song. Okay, and then at the very top, you click save audio. When you click save audio right here,
This one with the arrow is
yeah,
trending.
save audio at the very top. Now that song or that trending skit or voiceover, whatever it is, saves to your Instagram for next time that you want to use it.
Oh my God.
Okay, so yeah, this is pretty exciting stuff. You guys. I want you to be excited about this because I was pretty excited when I figured this out. Okay, so once you save the audio, you can come back to it later on, or you can create a very song for Instagram versus TikTok.
I think so.
So
I think it's different.
audio.
If she's trying to
Now
find music,
you're
I can't find it.
the camera and you're ready.
She might have a business account on Creator.
Like, say you wanna do like longer.
Oh, I
So
do
you
have a
should
business
have a
account. So I should have a business account. How do I switch it?
In your pajamas.
That's not the normal account.
Right.
So how do I add it, right?
Yeah.
And then if I want to, like, I do this. Take one.
Okay, so the word, so you press preview, this is where you do all your editing.
So that's what, how do I switch it?
So-
I wonder if I'll exclude it.
So you go to your, you can switch it, so go to your profile,
And then
like go there and then click on those three lines at the top. And then go to settings,
Mm-hmm.
and then it will say switch to professional account or switch to creator account right there.
Oh, okay,
We
I'll
just-
do that
we
right
just
now.
did it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys did it
So
for me?
am I a creator account if it says add
So
new
now
professional
you
account?
should.
Yeah, you are creator account. if it says
That's
add
standard is,
professional.
okay, cool.
Okay.
So now,
No wonder I couldn't get my song.
Okay, so like now adding
so
text.
let's do this. We're gonna go here, we're gonna press the little plus.
So
We're going
Hi.
to do real.
this
Okay.
is.
Okay.
So now,
Oh, you
Okay.
we're gonna do
So at
60
the bottom,
seconds.
Okay, 60
right
seconds.
here, see where how the word is? So
Okay.
now you can shorten it.
Cool. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some music to this.
Okay.
So
Now
now the
we're gonna
clip
go
will
to
look.
Santana.
Probably,
Preview.
No wonder. Oh my God, you
Now
guys
there-
saved me. I was like, why are, the other day I wanted to put Kanye, wasn't on there. I was like, oh my God.
Alright, so that's on there. We're gonna change the effects.
How do I find that spot in the video?
Sparkles. Love. Yes.
30-second video, right? In the first 10 seconds.
No, we just did a short one for
And then
the next 10 seconds.
So now I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
so that's what
next,
this is.
Okay.
So
and now
like
I'm gonna
this-
post that reel.
See?
Okay,
So I'm gonna share that. So
Gonna
don't.
share.
We're not gonna do
then
that
you
now
press
because
the
we're not.
EXP,
We're not
and then
gonna
you
share
can,
that?
Well, no, I want you to do like a real.
I just.
Gotcha.
So then,
Oh, gotcha.
check this
So
out.
that's the second.
Yeah, this
When
is
you're
how you
looking
determine
through
the duration
everyone's
of,
stuff
like,
and
where
you're
they're
searching
gonna be.
here, see this right here?
So like.
That shit's
if
trending.
you See how it just exited.
So what do I want to do? Is I want to go
How
here.
Secret Cree is about
This
to
original
exit
audio.
out, so it starts there.
Then I want to save
So
that
then
audio.
you can press that, go
So
back,
now,
and then.
when I go back,
Okay, that's kind of like from TikTok, saving the little thing
Totally.
on the corner, the same kind of feature.
Did you,
I don't
I
have
think
a
you had a
Samson.
question about that, too,
Don't
how
hate
to
me.
put the words and stuff.
like this one, obviously.
So I
So we're gonna
just
save
showed
this
her.
one, right? Oops.
Am I the only Samsung person? Everybody else has an iPhone?
I'm gonna save that.
Am I the only Samsung?
So check this out.
Apparently, this is where you
Have like your editing and stuff. So
Did
say
I go to your
like
home screen? Okay, there we go. All right, so let's go.
fast. So down here is where the word is. Right now it's covering the entire video. That means it's gonna be there for the duration of
Nelly?
the
Jordana, we need you here.
What do you need?
You should be teaching this class.
Oh, I mean, I will if you want me to. I can only pop in for a few minutes.
Now if you go to save, you got something else top
What's the class on, Kenny?
So it's too short, so anyways, you can.
Kenny.
So now we preview that.
Are you on TikTok?
So it's really, really easy.
Oh, no. This is real. Okay, so this is how you find what's trending and what's not. Say you're just watching reels, see that little, arrow right there? That means it's trending. And then when it's like that, the little line, that means it's not trending. And then to save it, you just click on it. So you press at the top, like save it. And then when you're doing your
Here's the thing.
No, I was like,
Oh, okay, so you look at it.
as I'm watching a reel, I'll like try and see
I'm trying to learn how to use that. I do, but it's no, but I just, oh, not what I started. I'm about to. You have to count it on somebody else. If you know what the song is.
That arrow right here means
add the over. When music ready, you can, it will have like one high in it, and you can make it a little bit lower so that you
Yeah.
hear the background music, but you're still hearing, yeah. the other topic.
Okay, thank you.
Exactly.
Are you guys making one?
No.
No.
So
What happened? Somebody gave you for girls. Like, you know, the audio is like more.
She watched it and her TikToks right all just her really
and is like laughing at them. And they know she's like, because she found him on TikTok, but like, it's gotta be her channel for filming this other stuff. It's really funny.
Okay, cool. We're gonna go one more time, okay?
All right.
Wait, we can't watch what we did?
No, because it didn't save. I didn't save it. Sorry, my bad. Okay, we're gonna do one more time. Last time. Gabriella left.
Oh, she's on phone.
Okay, we're gonna do it anyways. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I brought a couple.
I'm late on mine, because I can actually hear mine.
So we can do it while it's, because that time,
You guys wanna watch it?
yeah, but I didn't say it at the right time, but I didn't know you could play it while you're recording it.
Yeah.
So you could say it right at the right time.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
good, okay.
Okay, but that's okay because this is just for fun. It's
Exactly.
not actually gonna go on our Instagram, unless you want to.
No.
Okay, you wanna see it? All right.
Okay, let's play again.
Stop saying that. What the hell? Stop. What the hell?
Okay, now let's say you guys love this, right? Okay, so now this arrow button at the very top, that's how you save it to your camera roll. Okay?
Oh, okay.
That's how you save it. So I'm gonna save this. Okay,
Wait, did it say save without audio?
yeah, so if you,
Because you are matching it with the.
yeah, so if you ever wanna upload it on your phone for later, you'll have the footage, so you'll have to go back to your saved audio once you upload the video and add the audio to it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's perfect, you
Oh,
guys
I
got
love it, I love it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep this open because we wanna show this to them.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're ready.
This reminds me of a time when my 2-year-old yelled fuck.
Yeah.
And my wife, who's very,
Drinking, whether it's partying, whether it's a conference, whether it's here, there, everywhere and everything in between, the good, bad.
Or at the same time.
Right, all at the same time. Yeah.
How much is the balance, like, what would be the correct balance for putting on stories as far as personal life and anything, like, how do you combine both?
I don't think there's a ratio. I think as long as it's entertaining. I think that it's the secret, the strategy to posting stories that are making, that would be, people are, would be interested in following you, would be they're educational and funny. Like I've had, there are two things, like you're posting stuff, like what value does this bring to someone else? You know, if you're, and you also gotta know your audience, right? A lot of the stuff I post is mostly geared towards realtors. I don't really attract clients through my Instagram, and that's something I decided on a long time ago. For you guys, you know, like I would say, as an agent, maybe when you're walking through a building, what I used to do maybe like a couple years ago, later, not that long, was when I walk through homes, you know, homes are cute. Hey, welcome to my open house. Like, great, good for you. Like, what does that like tell me about like you? But hey, check out this open house today. We're open to 4. We have water like this, like something interesting to show like the hustle and bustle of it. And when I used to walk through properties all the time, I would not trash talk the properties, but I would highlight things like, hey, check out this roof eaves. There's probably some section 1 here, pretty minor. Hey, there's some cracks in the stucco. It's like this. And I would actually walk through a property like I was a property inspector, but not like super detailed, and just point things out. Like I don't know, I probably posted like 100 times I've been under someone's foundation. How many times does a regular consumer client get to see a foundation and understand what anchor bolts are and what the just along, you know, like the reinforcement stuff, like that stuff is interesting to me. That's how I picked up a lot of agents, because they're not getting that information from other people. And I say I don't really attract clients right now unless way, but like when I first started, I did like 7-8 years of doing that, and I actually got a lot of clients from Instagram. But now it's just, that's not kind of my messaging anymore. With that said, like I like walking through properties, highlighting things, giving tips, and also like try to tie in stories together. So you can say, like, check out this property. They have these white and gray cabinets, which is really in right now. And then next week I see this. I'm not sure you guys know, but royal blue is really popular, color of the year for sure on things. Benjamin Moore and stuff like that. So maybe 1 second I'm talking about these cabinets, this blue and gold trend, and then I actually go online, look up, hey, and screenshot Sherwin Williams, hey, this is color of the year. Like randomly, what do you guys think is the color of the year this year? healthy. And again, this is many paid company. What do you think are some of the kind of colors of most popular colors this year in trending?
Chartreuse.
What does that look like? Sorry, I really-
It's the color I'm wearing, or
Chartreuse?
something similar to it. It's called chartreuse. I saw it trending.
Craftsman colors. So no one here is right or wrong, but why don't we look it up? Like, so this is something. It's somewhere from what I've seen. It's something like that.
There's
That-
colors, trending colors.
For paint, sorry, more clearly, for kitchen colors that are trending right now, cabinets,
Oh, for
it's that
kitchen.
color. It's just like light, something like that, like light blue, seaweed, green.
That's what came up for me.
Okay, this, and this is kind of like the random stuff that you should know. If you start following maybe interior design or different email threads going to your inbox, you know, like if you guys know me, I like, and it all goes into my inbox. I like following Morning Brew, The Hustle, 1000 Watts, and all, like I'll screenshot random things that I find interesting, like, you know, like a lot more techier stuff or what's going on with crypto. I'm a big crypto guy, but something like interesting to start a conversation. To realize when you're posting stories too, if you're just going to post stories about real estate, you're only going to attract people interested in real estate. Well, right now, less than 1 out of 10 of your friends are actually planning to do anything about real estate. So you're only posting that, you're going to bore them. So what you might do, fashion tips or
1000 watt.
look up maybe most popular Pink 2001. Yeah. For 22, it's actually this next year already, 2022. Let's see what this says. This HGTV. Here. Yeah. The view gallery. And keep showing. Okay, maybe I'll see. I saw it somewhere, but yeah, that's the color. That's the color I keep seeing right now, and it's trending. I'm starting to see cabinets on it. So I mean, depending on where you see, but so no one's right, no one's wrong, but this is kind of stuff that you could see. Hey, Sharon, did you see something today? This color is really popular, and you just mentioned that. So like I always try to tie things in and tell a story and give more background on it. So it's not this, and then we can dive a little deeper. You're adding extra pieces of content. That's just one
I
thing.
seen a story about colored doors, and that how a colored door was more likely to get multiple offers in a neighborhood. Like remember last year was like the orange doors, the blue doors with the white trim, you know, to like tell those stories. I think it's cool because it's something that not everyone talks about.
Or like if you're looking, because most of you guys are looking at homes, right? So I'm trying to make it more relevant to exactly what you guys are doing. Like, hey, this is a craftsman style homes. You know, most of these were built in, I don't know, early 20s to 40s. You know, with these properties, these are things you should look out for. Maybe the steps are usually pretty damaged and you look underneath it. It might be wood or concrete, but underneath it is probably terrible condition. Then next story, you go underneath it, you show this is what I was talking about. Or like, hey, the foundations here are pretty brittle for these type homes, but sometimes there's reinforcement or curb. And like this is stuff that like consumers would be interested in versus I sell a lot of homes. Like you're giving the experience of your knowledge, you're dropping on them, but then you weave it into other things. So yeah, I'm keeping more specific with this right now. Like, you know, oh man, this person knows a lot about homes. Like they know what to watch out for. Like, you know, this house is terrible. Look at the flooding in this water right here, these French drains. You probably didn't notice that. Hey, there's some wood rot around this. This is normal, or the window was installed incorrectly. So a lot of times I think I kind of walk into a home kind of with the idea that I'm more like an inspector, and that way people watching me knows can trust that I work with them. So that's buyer side. So that's where some of the examples you can kind of think of. Or patchwork or staging. If the staging is cool, this is the style. Hey, this is this is boho style. This boho style means this, or it's Scandinavian design. That's kind of stuff that people would be like, it's interesting to learn. Some of you guys might not know what boho or Scandinavian design is, but this is where you kind of get in. Or new construction. Hey, this is newer construction. You know, I'm not sure you guys know this building is under obligation right now, which is really common with the 10-year with buildings. You just kind of go into what you know. And on the other side, maybe you talk about market preparation. I mean, totally. I lost some deals because I did too early, but but kind of like I'm going to this listing appointment today. But granted, I have so many listing appointments, I can kind of bet I don't care about winning or not. I'm going to this appointment. I hope I get it. This is a $2 million house in this neighborhood. It's been trending like this. Homes in this market are typically like 10 days on market. You know, average price this house is this, and then you go in and you have the appointment. After the appointment, this is how it went, and then you got to be very careful. I've been in a couple of gray areas, kind of went over the edge too, which I shouldn't. But you know, you do want to talk about the property. Sometimes you want to record some stuff that you cannot clearly figure out what house that is. Yeah, one time I tried. It was really bold, and now like I trash talk this triplex in an area, and then I was like, this seller's crazy. He wants 1.8. This is probably worth like 1.3, and then somehow someone sent it to him. They recognized the front of the property, so I lost that listing. It's still in the market today, but those are extreme examples. And Julie went, and it was a weird example, but you know, hey, look, check out this house. This is what I think. This is where I think the sell. Like then sometimes you do actually want to say the seller's awesome to work with. I think we could shout at this, but don't be overly confident. Maybe the seller. The weird thing is a lot of sellers actually follow you on Instagram before they actually, you know, hit you up on Instagram or somewhere to reach out to you. So you just gotta be careful with your wording, and it does take a lot of thought and experience. I just done so much before that, like I kind of have a flow with it. But when this property is coming soon, you gotta be careful about coming soon too. You cannot say the address. Some people, no one's ever flagged this before, but say, I got this 3-bedroom in Antioch, and sellers actually appreciate that, and your clients appreciate that, and other agents appreciate that. Like, hey, I have a 3-bedroom house coming in Antioch, probably 4 weeks out. And then when you do say the price, not the address, you usually want to mention the price at the top of what you really want. You do not want to say, I have this property for $650 when you're planning to list for $650 instead for $700, because then someone will reach out to you to buy for $650, and then you have to tell them for $700. And it also sounds cooler when you higher price listings. So I got this property for $2 million or $3 million right now. I just checked it out today. If anyone knows, just let me know. And then this also helps you build your your agent database for agents following you for Instagram, because then they're looking for off market. If they know that you have off market, you're building your audience. Another good way of building on your audience too for realtors is to shout out referrals. Like the someone have I put something for Boise, Idaho. Was it for UV? I remember someone was looking for someone in Boise a couple weeks ago. I don't know anyone. So I could easily post in one of the 10 Facebook groups or my Tom Ferry network or my ESP groups. But I posted on Instagram because I knew if I posted on Instagram, some random person will hit me up and say, hey, my friend is reach out to this person. Daniel Ripper was the person that actually got me connected at Compass. Good for agent attraction too. So everything you do to benefit people is for agent attraction. But my friend Daniel Ripper hit me up, like, hey, talk to this agent. The agent hit me up and I was vetting them out and I connected with them with someone on our team. But the way, because you're putting referral opportunities on your Instagram, agents are gonna follow you because they're hoping to get a referral from you. And then they might know someone. And so as they're recommending you someone else, and that person follows you. So I've been able to build my Instagram following very organically through adding value, keeping people on their toes, and like kind of like make people want to, like, man, if I don't watch Kenny's stories, I might miss on a referral. If I don't watch Kenny's stories and he's on list appointments, I might not know about property. I remember connecting my friend Jordan Mott, San Jose, top 100 something million producer this year by himself. Hit the offer market in Montclair. My friend Herman Chan watches all my stories too, because he's a top #1 agent in Sotheby's units and volume for solo agent. So Herman Chan watches most of my stories. So they put a deal together for over $2 million because he posted something on Instagram. I screenshot it. Hey, a friend that's this listing. Herman saw it. Boom, I got a deal. Now I got 2 people, like 2 super top producers watching my stories. You know, because not only one of the reasons is because they're looking for deals.
So to answer your question, as long as it's personal and it's not contrived and it's not canned, then that's what you should post on your stories, right? Like don't overthink it. Like talk about the ugly stuff too. So many times this business is self-glorifying, right? It's like all the fancy stuff. It's like the under the house stuff, the sewage, like you see Roxanne cleaning out a sewage drain to get her property ready to go on market, picking up lemons on the property because there's a bunch of lemons.
Earlier, Kylie, like for reals and making yourself very interesting, you gotta be vulnerable. Like you gotta do things. Well, if you did the same story someone else said, like what value you're really doing for yourself, but you're telling your story, you're making people understand how you feel. Let's just get you more like traction and more people want to know who you are. Yep.
It's kind of tricky because you want to be real and you want to show all the different pieces of who you are and what it is, but you also don't want to be negative. You want them to see it
No, it
and
is
walk
okay.
away.
No, so it is okay to be negative. And the negative part of the business is what people need to talk more about. Because a consumer will trust you more if you're saying, you know what, this house is beautiful, but it smells god awful like old dogs here. It's in a really nice neighborhood, but when I'm outside, it is so noisy. So, right, are they gonna look at it as negative, or is just someone saying what is not good?
No, I agree with that. What I mean is like, when you're posting stuff like that, absolutely, the honesty about the product
Yeah.
and saying the flaws, absolutely. But you don't want to come off as somebody who's like, like self-pitying, or like, you've got to find that.
What's the balance, right? So
Yeah.
if you are able to mix in the vulnerability with the humor, the excitement, the fun, and you have something like that, you
Yeah.
balance it out. And then I mean, everyone's here is different. Everyone has a different audience. Everyone knows everyone's personality 100% different. So you'll find out what works and what doesn't work for you. That's completely based on the level of engagement that you get from people. You post a lot of stuff and no one's looking at your, I mean, it's not even about the number of likes. You guys should pull up your Instagram and do an audit of what you've been posting. If you literally get no comments on it or some bots, maybe that content's not interesting to your audience. Then cause I remember, Mel, you posted something with you and your husband doing this funny video in bed. I was looking at your page, that had the most comments you've gotten. I haven't checked it recently, but that's probably within a 10, 15 posts block. That one had the most engagement because you get to see your husband, you get to see some humor, and then whatever it might have been. And then you post some other stuff and it's not as interesting then in your audience, but you're also trying to attract agents to understand. So it's a different audience.
And for you, Mylisha, it's different when you're like, hey guys, out here at 123 Main Street, another dog shit property.
Or like, I can't believe I stepped in dog shit.
Yeah,
Anyways,
great.
that's gonna get you 50.
Hopefully a buyer will work with me today. If they don't, I don't know. I guess I'll go back to corporate America. But let me show you this dog shit property once again. It's Tuesday. Then you wake up again the next day, like, hey guys, back at it again. Another dog shit property. Another client that's not pre-approved. Like, right? So if you're
Yeah.
Messaging.
Yes.
This property needs work, but hey, look at this. I think with about 20 grand repairs, doing the lights here, the paints here, this floor is pretty cool. It's kind of beat up. I think wooden floors probably you can layer one more time. And the outside smells, but it's kind of cool. Throw a rug over it. The windows kind of beat up, but you paint these edges, whatever. Then I think 20 grand into this 5 grand property can get 600 dog shit property. And what's that second thing you said? Buyer haven't been approved. Work with the buyer today. They aren't pre-approved, which is, a lot of buyers are approved. They probably don't know that, in order to write an offer really fast in this crazy market, you should be approved. But we're here to work with people to get pre-approved. Same freaking
totally
Same message,
Message.
but said in a different.
Yeah, like how
and
do
I'm
you?
gonna be here to help them from start to finish, because there's a lot of real estate agents that say, oh, are you pre-approved? Call me when you are, because I don't want to waste my time. No, I want to be the great emancipator of the dream. I want to help you from the start. So it's like, it's not negative, it's all in the way that you say the message.
How you frame it.
This buyer that went to me today, he hasn't been pre-approved. It still doesn't want to, and we still want to work with them because things take time. Not everyone's on the same pace. The last agent decided to not really be pursuing him very hard, and they kind of drifted apart because he wasn't very aggressive on it. But I see what I see what they're looking for. I really think I can help. Like again, like I'm teaching you a class on what you say to clients. You can literally be doing that to the client. You're bypassing like people trying to learn what you have to say.
Yeah.
So that's why this is all on the training messaging. So you're even training future buyers, and granted, a lot of my again, you're mixing it up. The whole thing about like less than 1 out of 10 of your clients are actually people follow you and actually gonna buy property, but they might know people who want to buy property.
Right.
Some people, what like real estate porn, right? People just like looking at homes and like knowing things. So I'm pretty sure I've educated more of my friends and their friends on buying, selling. I mean, you guys follow me on Instagram, I literally show you how to run a real estate company. My friends see that and they're constantly referring me agents to work with. They know I'm not really as in production, so I don't get as many referrals, but I get a lot of agents to work with, and then agents follow me and end up working with us. I'm sure many of you guys are probably here today because we've connected online.
Good stuff though. I think like sometimes when you're new to posting, it's like, what?
Well, and also I sometimes get a little negative at first, like my personality, like I can get kind of dark. And so sometimes I take somebody else to be like, Marisha, it's not all,
Go dark and make the next post funny.
Yeah.
So as long as it's not all dark.
Right,
It's
right,
like,
right.
oh God, here's Debbie Downer with another 7. Post. Like, hit us with some sunshine along the way too.
So let's like do our technical stuff. That's like working with buyers, working with sellers, and messaging, right? But how do you engage your audience? Like maybe let's feedback, like what are some tips you guys have on how you're getting people to respond to you or on your IG stories?
I remember, I mean, I don't get a lot, like mostly from realtors, but like I did get one from like a buddy in high school. It was a meme that I posted that had something to do with like, it was like a funny meme about renting versus buying or something.
Yeah.
And I had a buddy from high school hit me up. It's like, I soon. So obviously it resonated, but it was just posting a meme.
Anyone else? Well, sorry, like which IG stories have you guys posted that has gotten you a lot of engagement and people replying to you?
The listing that I have right now is actually a response to my post.
Mhm.
I had a friend, we used to be friends back in college, and she was just following me, and then one time she saw me showing a lot of houses around Fairfield area. And she said, once we are trying to sell our house, I'm going to hit you up. And she did.
Cool. Anyone else? Like, what are some IG posts, stories you guys have had that has good reaction? Or
Do you include polls or questions or anything to get someone engaged?
that that's what I'm trying.
Making fun of like the real estate market. There was a house in Walnut Creek near Heather Farms community where I made an offer on, and it sold for $600,000 over the listed price. And I like literally went on my Instagram, like I was kind of frustrated with the agent, but I also made it like kind of funny too, because I was like, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? And I got like 7,000 likes and views on the video because I was
I'm
making
gonna stick
fun.
to Instagram stories, like the strategy behind it. IG stories, what are some things you guys recently posted that you gotten like a lot of replies on?
I got yesterday, I posted in a house I was in, I opened this like weird little door and inside was this tiny little tricycle. And it was
Just pause right there, but anything you're showing, any house you're showing, if it has weird little in it, that's something you should record. You see, like it's interesting, right? Like weird little what? And then it's like,
it was weird. It was like this little tiny door and there was a lot of little doors in this house. And so I was actually sending my client in first, like you go. You know, like a lot. And so this one, we opened this tiny door and there's like a tricycle that they staged in the home, obviously for creep factor. And I got a lot of comments on it, like
that.
Yeah,
that's
super creepy, weird. And then we find out that the dude died in the house. And we're like, this is getting weirder. It's just like weirder and weirder as it goes when we get in this house.
You could have maximized. I didn't follow that story, but you could maximize the house like this weird little door. Number one, what's here? Your client opened it up, and then like, see, this is like it captures the audience. So when you're doing stories, like you're doing storytelling. A lot of you guys are just doing stories and you're moving on. Repost KCM blog. Look at the interest rates today. Like, what does it mean? Like, so like the weird. So like when I look at the house, I always look for like something really interesting to post. So that scenario you just had, I've had a lot, like weird attics and then some, like I've opened doors where I'll stick a skull emoji where it moves and put creepy music on it. Like, see that now you're creating like a mini trailer. Maybe think about that when you're creating stories. Like, how do you take that moment, those up to 15 seconds, and create a quick movie trailer that like just makes people wonder what the heck, and play around with it. You know, like turning something in midnight be not.
You're right, and I should have kept going with the house because there were a lot. And I should have made it that way. For me, I don't know where to draw the line with my client because I definitely him and I get along really well, and I probably could have with that client.
Yeah.
But I don't know where to draw the line with where I'm gonna annoy my client.
That's gonna be a challenge.
Yeah.
I'm lucky because I when I go on tours, I always go with someone. So they're chatting, and I'm just like posting shit. I'll post like 10 stories, but then walk back out, and then nothing happened. It's going on with my day.
Like I don't want to be not attentive to my client and be like, look at this weird shit. Look at this.
You don't want to like not connect.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Yeah.
So do you do that before or after?
Yeah.
You know, make sure like you get there a little bit earlier, you stay a little bit after. You're like, oh my god, the client just left my gosh shit. That's right.
Yeah, I wait for my client to leave, and I'll like I'm not thinking like. You guys might be trying to record what you see in front of you, but sometimes like you have to go in with the intention of looking for something interesting to post, not just like, oh, that's cool, like post it. Like a lot of people have really funky art and really cool art, like you just won't never see anywhere else. I don't know, like the stuff you see from. I've seen like people put boss bitches or single empowered women. They have some cool stuff, or they have like some generic stuff from Ashley Furniture or Ross, and sometimes post this, and then It's like, and then you make your comment on it. I like making fun of things, but whatever you're doing, you should put your comment. That's the thing I don't see enough people doing too. You put your commentary on it, you put your opinion on it. It becomes something more interesting.
Like bad staging or like no
Yeah.
staging.
Yeah.
Bad staging is
Like,
awesome.
That's fun. Or like you go to a Gunderman Group property
Yeah.
in Oakland, they have some
I
of the
actually
dopest art that you've ever seen.
Yes.
And it's like take them on this art walk on your stories, like, oh my God.
So the
that's
question is
amazing.
imposed. You go to like a cool listing, you know, you don't even have to ask, right? You see some cool art, cool some staging, throw a fire sign or a down sign or a puke sign, like, or see shag carpet in many homes, and you put that. That's like, so that's how you get the audience to engage with you too. So you're trying to figure out. You're not actually trying to ask hot or not, cool or not. You're asking, do you agree with me or not? Hot, fire means you agree with me. Like you're not even have to say, you just put those two emojis. At least that's the messaging I have with my audience. So you're trying to get people to think. That is what I think I do well on Instagram. Like, what do you guys think about this? This is my opinion on it. I give very strong opinions on different things. And the next slide, I'll like this week, Zillow. The Zillow offers bad or not, tank or not. And I know a lot of Zillow off, and I like pissing people off, but like in a friendly manner. Because I know teams that are crushing it where over half the business Zillow offers. So like, and then like I put, you know, Zillow team hot or not. And then I don't care what the answer. I don't even check. Like, but the whole thing I'm trying to make people think. And I'm sure some people be pissed off. We're my friends, and some people will be happy. Like Zillow offers some people, but the whole point is like you're trying to get people engaged in your train of thought, wherever that might be. So I don't like what else is the thing.
Well, can I just ask, so the reels are these short things and stories are long?
Yeah, reels are
things?
public. They're permanent. They're static. They go on your page.
Oh.
Stories are gone in 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
So stories actually lets you. I mean, I really don't do any wall posts. You guys know that I do stories, and I just think and do it and move on.
So your reels will stay here. So your reels are there for forever. And your stories
Pull up my page
are
real
gone.
quick to see.
Your stories are
I just give you an example of my last 24 hours. I honestly don't even know what's on it. They go on. I have let me stop. This is my stories for the last 24 hours. Let me just go back from whatever it was. I'll give you my train of thought on it. Post a lot of stories, obviously.
Turn up the volume.
I was looking at something on my phone I shouldn't have. I missed a turn and I had to go to the stupid turn and turn and turn. That's not something you normally see. I literally missed it. And as soon as I saw that traffic, it was dead traffic. So I was like, cool, like posted that. Like how many times have you seen someone post that? Like we hit 3 turns and a couple people hit me, what the fuck? So if you can get a WTF response from someone, that's the engaging, exciting post. It could be weird, it could be cool, it could be funny, but you want to get expressions. And then talk about ESP, or how a bunch of people is referring us agents from other companies. That way I'm letting people know. It's like, I talk about how a bunch of people have referred us agents from other companies. Elias had a couple interviews. So what am I doing? I'm training the audience, which is other agents, to let them know that, hey, you're an ESP agent or you're an agent. Feel free to send people our way because we'll take care of them. So it's kind of like how you guys are talking to your clients or your audience about how you can help them buy a house. Well, I'm trying to figure out, tell people how we can help other agents. So we get a ton of other ESP agents referring us business. They talk about this class today. Actually, there's a repost from Melly. Thank you. Benise's listing.
Wait, I have a question. So if you're doing this kind of fast as you go, how do you then get like words and things? Like, doesn't
You
that?
still gotta stop.
You still have to stop.
Gotta stop.
And pull over.
And then like a weird thing I do, like when I do stories, I save it on my phone. It crashes. If I can't get to it, I'll save it and then I'll take care of it later and I'm gonna capture it. If it's something that you need more time to think, but you're with the client at that moment, then save it and edit it later. And I mean, posting our team has been the big driver of why our team is growing. Real estate companies are now charging 0%. Many companies are charging 0%. So talk about all these companies. This is an Inman blog. I screenshot, but then I asked a question, right? Someone that might not understand, maybe you guys here don't quite understand what this stuff is, but then I don't really care if someone understands my content. I put it at such a high level that someone will want to figure out and get to the point where they understand the content. Like if I'm teaching a class, like you might want us to dumb down the material to make it easy for everyone. We're going pretty in depth where I don't care if you understand this material or not. You want to get to a point where you do understand the stuff. we're talking to brokers, 30 agents right now, confidential, but let's say, holy shit, I'm letting people know the other sides. I don't know what I'm doing. We're maybe acquiring brokerage, but I'm reading this book, a 2.5 hour read on how to recruit agents exiting the business or take over companies. And now I'm teaching the audience that that's something we do. So like, maybe someone out there is wanting to do that. Maybe they'll work with me at EXP because they want to do that too. I bought Zillow shares yesterday just to show people I bought it. The broker said we're looking to acquire. Someone here, oh, Steffi posted that. Repost, this is Lisa. Repost. Talked about contest last year. Oh yeah, so someone had DM'd me yesterday, another agent somewhere in the US, not UXP, somewhere like, hey, I heard you had a contest last year. So you know what I did? I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I did a contest last year. So I talked about the contest last year. So last year, in 9 weeks, we actually ran a contest at 103 escrows because that recycling old content is cool too. Like if it is relevant and you're in the moment of conversation, because this was last number, I completely forgot about it. So now I did it. So a lot of screenshots. So this year, we spent 40 grand on prizes. And that's interesting, right? Like you guys saw that, holy shit, this is what the team does. I'm just taking last year's stuff on it. I found out reservations were going on for C06 yesterday. So I'll show you. I'm gonna keep going. I was watching Call of Duty. I'll play a lot of Call of Duty. I don't know if you get the recording, I'm playing it, but it came out, it comes out today. This is Corvette. Acquisitions. This company picked up another team of 150. Denver picked up a team in Portland of 150, so I posted that.
We go back to that. Did they take the Sesame Street?
Kinda, not really like we're chatting.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
So tying stories together, right? Yesterday I was talking about like what you should talk about how to acquire brokerage, and then I posted the book you should read to acquire brokerage. Today I gave another example of how you acquire brokerage. So this is like where you're weaving a ton of stories throughout your day. So this is my audience. Like there might be one person out there in 5 states from here that is super interested in that. So I might pick, maybe that agent wants to work with me at EXP, and his whole company of 100 might want to work with me because I'm speaking to that guy right now. That might be not interesting to many people here, but I'm speaking to who you want to work with in the future. Lender referrals. I think this gets agents interested that we have abundance of leads. I mean, this is for you guys to read. You should definitely follow this person. If you don't, Giselle, one of the top people that teaches TikToks and
I
Reels.
just found out about her. She's amazing.
Well, so we'll ask that question in a second.
I bought a house this morning. I bought a Corvette this morning. Or deposit. I bought a house I actually bought. Found out printers Saturday, and I literally said, hey, team leaders, owners, brokers, if you're in the market, spaces, locations, are actually selling these $5 printers. Exactly, literally want to have them off. I'm literally just repeating myself. Want to have an office for $840, so you check it out. And then there's also these couple of $1,000 printers that available for $140. So again, if you're an owner, you should definitely check it out. So like, what did I do there? Like buying a house right now, the people that are team leaders or broker owners, like shit. Well, Kenny just maybe help me save $4,000 today for one story that he had about a printer, because I need to buy a printer, right? So like just today, and then I just talked about buying a house today, a printer today, and a $100,000 car today. So my audience is people who want to buy $100,000 cars, who wants to do more business, lead gen, who wants to acquire brokerages, and who are team leaders that want to wants to buy $5 printers. So that's literally my last 24 hours today. And I'm not looking at the phone. I mean, I'm looking while I'm driving, and I tell people, hey, I'm talking to 30 big brokers tomorrow. I need to finish reading this book today because I need to know. And that's where the vulnerability is, right? But yeah, here. So I cut off with that. So the vulnerability just yesterday is like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I need to read this book to know what I'm doing, and this is what other people are doing. So I'm learning how to do it. So again, the messaging just in the last 24 hours, like on the best scenario that could come from this is 2 weeks later, someone from their state that has 100 agent brokerage reaches out to me, hey, I want to join your EXP. It looks like you know what you're doing. Sports people who like sports cars will want to reach out to me. Another team owner, broker owner, everybody's seeing your stuff. Like, I'm also growing a team. I have 15 here. Like, hey, how do we work with you guys? So that's all in just yesterday.
And like people wouldn't even know what we've done.
It's all 24 hours. All everything I show you since yesterday. This time.
People wouldn't even know what we've done if they didn't see us. Jordan was actually referred to us by somebody that's in Southern California that follows us, knows our journey, knows how we support agents because of Instagram. They said, you're in Northern California, you may want to talk to these guys. And that's how we got introduced to her. And now she's here one day later after a phone call to come to this small little workshop, right? So I know we all follow Kenny. So I had a question for you guys. I want to know, who are you guys following that you guys are drawing inspiration from? Like the Gary V's of the world, the Linda Baker, like who are you guys following right now that you guys are getting really good content ideas from? So I want to hear from you guys. Who are people that you're constantly following other than Kenny that you guys are getting?
I just shout out to Neil Home, NEELHOME. He creates really cool content, mortgage broker. And now he's actually gotten so far ahead. Now he's just creating content for agents. They fly into his company to create content. Now he has like 30, 40, well, a couple months ago, I saw me like 30, 40 launch. Now you don't have to sell mortgage.
What is it called?
Neo Home, NEEL. So now that when you know how to do something really well, you start teaching people, you kind of get out and you do that because you're like what we're doing right here, right? Like I never created reels before. That's why you guys are leading this workshop, but I'm teaching you guys how to do stories because that's my strength.
So who are you guys following?
The Art of Houses.
Let's say again.
The Art of Houses.
The Art of Houses. Okay. Who else are you guys following?
Actually, agents always got some hard.
Actual agent?
Actually.
Agents. Okay. Good stuff.
They're like, I mean, actual agents, broker agents, like they're keeping in tune with the market industry.
Yeah.
Broke agent is funny.
Broker
Broker
agent.
agent's funny. You guys should follow Team Fit. They're good friends of ours. Put really good content out. Who else you guys? Who else are you following for inspiration? Get good
I
ideas.
like Felicia Maris.
Felicia
Yeah,
Maris.
her stuff is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, she does great. Who else you
Yeah,
guys?
she's cute.
What-
Who else do I have to say?
Lakeisha Marion.
Who is it?
Lakeisha Marion.
Letitia Merriam? Okay.
Lakeisha Marion.
Lakeisha Merriam. Okay, good. Who else you guys?
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins, solely. Wonderful. Gary V. I very follow Gary V. Linda Baker, somebody
Linda
that
Baker, yeah.
I just
definitely
follow
be
her.
watching her
We've
stuff.
been trying to like talk about getting this content in and video and getting people to do it, but man, like it's that storytelling is really hard to do. You gotta practice it. And I was like, I can do it. And it just sounds good too. Well, I posted 30 stories. So, but like what she does, sit down, she just dives really deep. But that's definitely, you guys can create long form content like that. That's really impactful.
Who else you guys?
Ty Lopez.
Who is it?
Ty Lopez.
Ty Lopez? Cool. Awesome. Who else? Rosa, who are you following for inspiration?
I follow a lot of people.
Okay. Anybody that stands out, you like watching over there? Yes, got it. Say again? Moving, oh yeah,
Yeah.
moving to Texas. Yeah, absolutely. Katie Day, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Melody just did a podcast with her.
Yeah, that was a really good conversation.
Yeah. Who else, you guys? Zyra,
I should also talk about that real quick too.
Ed Milet.
Like your partner, I mean, cause you found out about Katie through me. I went to speak in Houston twice for 2 years. Like repost other people in other cities and states. So then now if you do it well, now you're picking up their audience and repost you. Now you're spreading yourself to their audience. It's like collaboration. So you don't have to do it's good, but you don't have to do a full on podcast and all that or interview. You just start reposting people you think are funny from other areas or that you would like to work with in the future, anywhere in the world. And then now you're cross mingling audiences, like starting to build your tribe.
Yeah.
Like, who's to say you guys can't do a Passionate People podcast and every single week you guys just feature a different person like Melody's doing and have a quick interview or go live with that person?
And trending, right? Like Neil Holmes is up, like he's getting up there. I think he has, I don't know how many followers, but he's like still trending up. Like you want to like focus, not because if you repost or someone that's really famous or whatever, you're not gonna get reposts. Like it's too busy. I mean, I get like 100 some DMs a day. I'm usually a couple days behind. I'm trying really hard to respond. But I'll repost someone I see like that's starting to become really popular in the game or starting to be well known or up and coming producer, stuff like that. Also, for other to get my audience up for agent attraction. But as you're doing that, then now you're building your audience larger. Because you're only reposting our team, great. We appreciate that. But you're not gonna be able to get new clients or new agents or new sphere outside of the existing people that we know, which is you guys. Mm-hmm. And they're good people to follow.
I really like Kyle Lissel because he does a media mayor type of a mastermind where he teaches about video and how to highlight different restaurants and businesses, which I think that's important too. Like if you guys don't have a specific influencer, like a person on IG that you're following, then create your own. Like go out there and do what Elias said to do 30 days of content. Like I know Kevin's doing 30 parks in 30 days. You could do 30 restaurants in 30 days and just like geotag. So tag that location you're in. I always tag Walnut Creek because I want to be known as a Walnut Creek agent. And actually works because now a lot of people on the team see that I'm a Walnut Creek agent. So they're like, hey, I have a Walnut Creek client. Can we partner up? So, and then it's about consistency too, is what I was on a call yesterday with Kyle that he was teaching with Brian Kochi, and they were talking about, you know, consistency and just doing it over and over and over again. And at first you might not see a lot of results or, you know, like replies, but over time, people keep seeing you, you stay in front of them long enough, then they automatically associate you with that city or that brand, you know.
And it goes like, you guys are gonna have a lot of stalkers or people following you until they actually reach out to you. Like I have clients that I've been following you for 10 years now, or I remember your bench ads from a long, and they decide to call you. Like somehow you say it's top of mind. And what if like that, what if like someone remembers you from 5-6 years ago and you're posting, and all of a sudden a couple, you know, just, I don't know, you took a break this week and they're looking for an agent this week and they went on your page, you didn't have anything to show for it. And I was like, oh, never mind. They're not that busy. I'm looking for someone else. That's why I like posting consistently on IG stories. You should have at least just like 3 or 5 IG stories a day. It could just be a repost or something, but you need to like have something to keep you active and top of mind. I think is really, really important. Yep.
Yeah, I was on Kyle Whistle's thing yesterday too, and I learned a new phrase, it's parasocial. And that's where.
Parasocial?
Parasocial, yeah, and so the definition of that is like, so you only know the people that you know, but there are, through social media, there's gonna be thousands of people that know you that you don't know, right? So that's like your parasocial sphere beyond these people that you know immediately. So you'll start running into, you start doing these restaurant shots and these park shots and things like that. People are gonna be watching all that stuff and they're gonna get to know you. And then you're gonna run into them in the grocery store. You're not gonna know them, but they're gonna be like, hey, Kev, how's it going? Right? You're like, hey, what's going on? I don't know you, but what, you know. So you start a conversation. How'd you meet me? How'd you hear about me? That kind of stuff. And now they've already built that know, like, and trust, right?
Yeah.
Through this parasocial relationship.
And I love that because you don't know how many times I'll like go to an event or I'll go to a team class gathering and I'll have like at least 5 or 10 people come up to me and they're like, oh my God, I follow you on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, you do? You know what I mean? So like that happens all the time. And
Something to do too, like, you know, pay attention to your audience. Like you guys aren't like, I mean, you guys, I'm not talking about like number of followers and follows, but something to note too. If someone is actively, you know, you should see who's watching your stories. If someone's actively watching your stories, and like I pretty much I say 99% of people here follow them back because they're giving you their time of day to follow you, so they have some interest on you in what you're doing. If you follow them back, now you build someone like a little more impactful, like a strong relationship, and then you start following them, watching their stuff, and commenting, stuff like that. And the people who vote in your poll, absolutely, you should be following them, like because they're also voting your stuff, so you can kind of start paying attention to who's looking at your stuff. Like my stuff, pretty much. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. Most people that follow me have ended up on this team because it's by design. You know, I make sure I engage with people. I make sure I respond to them. I make sure I watch their stuff, pay attention to them, and talk to them. And so as you're growing your audience, whatever it might look like, whether it's agents for referrals, agent attraction, or your clients, you know, it shouldn't be a one-way street. If they're looking at your stuff and commenting, you need to comment back. And then and another thing too, if someone's commenting on your wall posts or your reels, you should say thank you or go back and give them a comment. Another strategy too I learned, I think it was from you, is, you know, if you have a hot video, Melody, like 14 reviews, I don't know how many comments, just say you have 10 comments, 20 comments, respond to 10 of them today. The other 10, just leave them alone. Respond next week, because then if you start responding now, you're bringing that content right back up. So you're extending the life of that piece of content. If you want to be extra annoying and extra strategic, respond to next week. Like just you're using old stuff and kind of keeping that post alive while you're keeping, you know, because then, you know, it'll say that has comment on the post you were tagged in or like. So if you want to, you can constantly, if you don't have enough content, just keep making that one longer. So those are some of the IG story strategies we've had. Another thing is too, I personally don't like it when people repost videos. That's a wall post because static. It's a picture of a video. I think it's kind of annoying. And then like, don't watch this next. So if you guys don't know already, who here has the screen record button on their control center on their iPhone? Okay, so you guys don't know this already. If you go to, I'll show you this on your settings on your iPhone. You guys can activate this control screen recording button. So you can add a screen recording button on this. You press this. Within 3 seconds, it will start recording whatever's on your screen. And you have, you can go as long as you want. And then you press it, you stop. So what's this for? If you guys are watching really cool, interesting videos, a lot of what today was a little different, but usually I follow a lot of funny people and follow funny stuff. If I see something funny, then and it's a video. Reels, so Reels, when you repost it, it'll play in the feed, right? Reels. But if you post a video to the IG stories, it does not play. It's a picture. And then like some of those videos are up to a minute long. I think minutes the max, but it's really annoying. I don't want to watch the entire video. Why don't you just give me the good part? So the strategy is the videos that you think are interesting, because if you think something interesting, you probably want to attract people who also think those things are interesting too, right?
So you're saying use that technique to capture something you're seeing and then you repost it.
Yeah, let me see if I can find an example. Okay, I mean, this is actually real. Just so I've been embarrassing thing, but I'll show you. If you press record on here, and this wasn't real, this was a video. You wait, the red thing here pops up. Now it's recording. Now you wait, and you wait for parts that you want to extract from there. Then you press stop, and now from that video, you go to your photos. Now you have that video. It's not a real repost. It's a screen record, and now you're reposting it. And then that video, now you can go to Instagram and post as a story. So like then you have if you're watching a really cool 30-second, 1 minute video, like a lot of times it could be an advertisement from someone else, like, oh, that's something I do too. I'm bouncing around, but like sometimes I see a cool advertisement for a completely different product and I'll just put Team Fast on there or something, or flip it to a real estate ad, right? You're just taking it and boom, or you screenshot it. But for back to the video thing, with the screen record, anything you see that's funny online, I mean, it could be a movie trailer or that Corvette thing I just showed you earlier when it was flipping around, that was off the website. It wasn't even a video, and I couldn't download it. I couldn't do anything with it, so I just recorded it, saved it, and popped it up. Now I literally extracted that section of the website and created a story from it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so to add the screen record on your, I'm pretty sure there's an easier way than Android. I just don't have Android. On the screen, you go to see underneath general, there's a thing that says control center. And then you go on here, there's a bunch of plus and minus signs. So by default, I haven't messed with any. By default, there's probably a flashlight, timer, camera, Apple remote, low power mode. And then stuff that you guys probably don't use is like hearing, home, magnifier, music recognition, notes. But what you do want to add is screen record. So that way, every time you swipe down, is right there. So you're browsing through Instagram, you see, oh, that's pretty funny. It's a stupid video. Okay. Swipe down, wait, press it, and then save it, and you pop it up. So that's another strategy to I mean, obviously, also like reposting other people is really important, or tagging other people, so we can get the engagement. Are you like what's let me think. Like inspirational stuff is pretty cool when you're reposting that, because you're like taking like a quick bit from that and using it as your own. Mm-hmm. So we did that about like people you follow. Like let's start with you. Like Melody, what are some things you find super interesting and you tend to engage people with when you see them post it?
I think news articles about the real estate or housing market, like the Zillow, changes that have happened. I usually repost that. I always talk about my morning routine or my nighttime.
Let's talk about the market update. And Ron said, like a lot of you guys are posting what's going on in the market, but like, you guys aren't giving your commentary on it. You screenshot Zillow's buying 7,000 homes. Like, what does that mean? And this is where I haven't done it because I was busy yesterday. Zillow's actually buying only selling 7,000 homes. Most of it is in like Phoenix and Denver or somewhere. It's not the entire United States. So I saw my friend posting a video. Like, good for him. He's posting the content. He was like, man, was Zillow selling this home? That's why you need a realtor. And I'm like, dude, they don't even sell Zillow offers homes in your market. But anyway, it's like I would like always give your insight on what that means. And you guys really should know what whatever you're posting means, or explain to the best of your ability. And then it's a morning routine.
Yeah, I always do. I wake up at 5 a.m. I wake up really early. So I always do like a morning routine, my workout routine, what I'm drinking that day. And then I go straight into...
I don't think I've seen the reels of that.
No, not reels,
okay,
but on my stories.
That should be a reels.
Okay.
Like that, I don't know, whatever that thing, that series of actions you take, or what else?
Anything that has to do with the team, I'm constantly reposting it to attract agents to the team, because obviously I want to grow my downline. any type of events that we have like this, like I follow Kenny heavily, like I follow his lead. If he's posting about something happening within the team or the real estate market, I'm constantly reposting and tagging Kenny in a lot of my things. I also repost all of our meetings, like our group coaching calls and just like the overall culture and the vibe of our team. I'm always
So I comment on that, like, I'm sure a lot of you guys see it too, but I'll see people posting meetings or a team, it's just a random screenshot and tag, like it does, there's no message behind it. It's just a picture of people on screen. It's a team fast. It's cool. Thank you. But like, you know, like I've been doing so long, I just wait and I'll record and it doesn't, and I don't like it, I delete it. And I'll wait till like, I don't know, like Cynthia says something cool or Melody, I know she's going to say something that sucked. Wait, that also sucked. Hold up. Okay. That was good. And now repost it. Like, that's why if you guys follow me on Instagram, the moments I catch are usually pretty good because that wasn't the first moment I probably recorded. I was just waiting for someone to say something. So that's something too. Like, this is where you, once you start doing it for a while, you think ahead. And the meetings are impactful too. And it's great that you guys are posting the screenshots of how much production we do. But if no one responds to you and you haven't talked to other agents, then maybe that's not the best way to post. I don't even post. I mean, I post some of that because I get reposts, but I think it's more impactful when I hear when it's like someone talk about their deal and then it was a hard time. And you know, why the reasons why we like watching our team meetings, right? Because people are saying something cool, but no one's really recording that stuff. They're usually recording the numbers. So again, the messaging, and like you, yeah. So that's just one thought. Well, and then you said events. I mean, a lot of people have been following me for many years because of the events I go to, and I try to record. I mean, I record 100 stories a day at the events, and I'm like, you think about it, I'm not even the person talking. I'm just giving my commentary, but I usually try to make it like, oh, they're doing this. This is how we're also doing it. This is cool. We're thinking about doing this next round, or like so you kind of give your insight with whatever meeting you're going to. So when you think of conferences, think about that too. You're there as a journalist, not just a recorder. So if you give your insight, people want to follow you because you have good insight. Cool. Like, Rebecca? Where's some things you like, stories that you like to engage with?
I have been following Melody a lot. I do like to see what people are doing, like their routines, and because I like to see what I could implement in my routines,
Cool.
but especially like other realtors. I'm like, oh shit, that's cool. That's probably something I should start doing.
So let's use that. Like your video, your story could be, Melody has a cool routine. I'm doing this right now, but I'm gonna try to add this on. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
See, like this. And then the person watching you is like, oh, I'm interested in seeing what Rebecca does because she's adding something.
Yeah.
Right? Is this like the future casting and the theory behind it is what people are more interested in, more than your actual routine.
Yeah.
I think. What else do you engage with?
Animals. And I noticed that all my animal lovers follow me too. So like I noticed everybody hits me up with dogs and stuff like that. So I was like, I didn't really think anybody cared about it. But yeah, I get like a lot of like at home stuff, you know, like the dogs.
So I know everyone likes animals,
Yeah.
but no one's like that like visible about it. That's a niche, right? No one's really doing that.
Yeah. So I was thinking about doing something a little bit, even with my logo, incorporating something maybe with an animal because I love like dogs so much. But I don't know. I'm still thinking about
I like that idea. Yeah. All right, Melissa, what do you like engaging with?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I like things that are funny. I like people that make fun of themselves and other things in a way that feels kind and not mean.
Yeah.
I like plants and animals, and my kids have been actually showing me a lot of funny TikTok videos lately that I think
Repost them.
I think you can
You can actually download something. Oh, you don't even have to download something on TikTok. You can screen record something on TikTok and it's funny, you pop it up.
That's what I was thinking. There's these ones that my 10-year-old is fascinated with, where there's this woman who she'll be having a conversation and it's really actually with herself.
Yeah,
So she'll
that's
have
the
one
proper
outfit
format.
on and and it cracks me
So you like that? Like look at what I put yesterday. Like I was just really busy. I drove to Gilroy yesterday, so I spent 4 hours in the car yesterday. I'm recording that to meet with my ESP people, but that's normally I went more time. Like in the middle of all that, I usually have something funny. Like all of a sudden, I'm talking about buying a printer, boom, something funny. I'm going to buy a car and it's something stupid. Like that's what keeps people engaged on their toes. So like, I can't. What's the next thing, right?
They don't want to miss something funny.
Yeah. So that's the
Plus
thing.
you do it really deadpan, so it's not like they could just look at your face and see what you're.
that's my trademark. Cool. Yeah, like so the funny stuff. Yeah, recording the format. Cool. What next? Like, what were some things that you like to engage with? Yeah.
My puppy, we're doing agility training with her, so I'm watching a lot of like Westminster dog shows and stuff recently. My fiance just built us all in the family mini bikes, so I'm joining a lot of like motorcycle.
Did you record the process of building the mini bike?
I took photos of the
See?
products. I had not been involved in.
Who here has built a mini bike before? Who here would be interested in seeing some, not the, not the whole hour scope, whatever. Who here would be like to see like 5, 10 snippets, 10 seconds of being the mini bike, right? See, that's what I'm talking about. Like I put Joker on makeup last week. It was terrible. I did it right before I did it. I was like, I'm like, here's my YouTube tutorial of how I'm gonna play makeup. I've never done it before. Hey guys, mocking, YouTube people, and that had all white, and that did something, and boom, done. Like I didn't go through the whole freaking 50 minutes of my makeup. I had 4 funny screenshots, and that was it. So that kept people pretty engaged, right? Joe, what are some things that you find funny on what you engage with? Like, see, we're not just saying something I want to think about TGIs too is like when you're watching stuff, there's stuff that's educational, like actually agents, broke agent. There's stuff that you think is funny, entertaining to you, but you wouldn't actually do yourself. And then there's the things you should model after. Modeling is like, I like that. Like Leah does really cool content. I'm sure you model after a lot of other people who have kind of style of content like that, back and forth, talking to each other in different closing. That's kind of a strategy, but it's a strategy now. I'm sure someone modeled after someone else, and now it's become so popular. So the modeling is when you look at someone's business or how they do things, and you do it their way. But you take it and then you do it your way, but in that style format.
You know what one was also really funny for a while was, how you'd have like this really fit couple that were doing all these exercises together, and then you'd get like a pudgy middle-aged couple
There you
that
go.
would like redo it. And they'd be like, we're gonna do that, and then they would do it, and it'd be hysterical, and they'd fall. And I was like,
Yeah, that's like modeling and satire and all that. That's done a lot. I mean, that guy, the Cowbie guy, like he points at things. Made I think has 2 billion followers or something. He's made a couple $1 million last year. The guy that doesn't say anything just points at things or learn from Instagram. Yeah, he made a whole entire career just pointing at things. So think about and that's a format now. Like I haven't seen many people do it, but that's a format. Cool, Lisa. What are some things that you engage with on Instagram?
Humor, obviously, I like funny, but also right now I'm really trying to focus on my own growth. So I'm following people and engaging with people that are out there doing it. I don't want to do the phone call agent. Like I don't want to be calling people, hey, you register on my website. I don't want to be that. I want to learn how to engage with people through video, through content. I love watching Melody's, all her videos and stuff. And there's a agent in town that lives in my old neighborhood. She's killing it. She puts out great content. I love engaging with her and modeling after some of the things. I have some ideas I take from her and make them my own. But I'm really focused on watching growth.
You see, like everyone here likes something completely different, and you like everyone here likes completely different things. There's some overlap, and then so the way you guys are going to create your own unique content is all going to be different once you start going down the path, right? Aaliyah, what are some of the what are some of the type of stories that you engage with?
I engage mostly with like funny stuff, but I like when people mix humor with education. So like making it funny, but you're also learning something.
And your page is very much like that, right? And you have
like mixed,
yeah.
I feel like, yeah.
Like I would say maybe lighthearted. Yeah, it was not too serious. I mean, like the whole thing, playing 3 things thing is like if you watch Kyle Whistle, that's over. Like so, everyone's doing this thing now. They do this and this and this. Now maybe I do 10 of them. I mean, like but that was popular. Now it's not because everyone's doing it. When you see that, it kind of makes me cringe sometimes. Like it's the same thing, but it's really a good start. I mean, people are at least getting into it, and they kind of develop their skills. Zara, what were some things you engage with a lot on Instagram?
I think I really like engaging in polls when they ask different things. People's like day-to-day life. I like seeing that. So I kind of want to do more of that. Like kind of like Kate or
Yeah, day in the life.
yeah, day in the life of the thing. And then for sure comedy, like throwing in some comedy like here and there. I like it.
What about you, Alex?
Mostly engage with food pictures, and I'm always interested where people are going to eat. Besides that, like comedy, like broke agent.
So like the food stuff, right? Like a lot of people don't dive deep into like, check out this restaurant we're going to. I like take pictures of the menu. This is what they offer. This is what's really good here. Like sometimes you stick with the food. And I know you're busy.
That is all I do. But
sometimes really take pictures, like you plan out like, hey, what can I get? I mean, with my friends here today at this restaurant, how do I get a bunch of stories out the way and then just eat the food? Not like just, constantly on it. Like when I eat with friends, like I take it really fast and I just move on. Like I don't like take and leave, like just move on. And take what it is, move on. Like especially if you're freaking eating omakase sushi, which I realize I take a lot of pictures, but I'm still trying to like be in the moment. It's hard.
It is hard, yeah.
Well, Lashay, what were some things that you engage with a lot?
Fashion.
Fashion. Okay.
So I see a lot of, women, they're like, they take pictures every freaking week or something, like they
Yeah.
have a special photographer, makeup artist, and they do different clothing, so then they
Yeah.
have content for the next following 2 weeks or something, but it's always something jazzy, just bright and beautiful, so I'm like attracted to
My recommendation is like, it's like looking at nice listings, right? You post a nice listing in your house. You can go on Redfin for that. You want to see fashion, you go to fashion magazine, like, but maybe you think about like showing the behind the scenes, talking about the fabric, what material this is, where it's going, what color scheme this is, why this is not popular, why this is popular, why this style, versus look at this pretty person in this nice dress,
Yeah.
right? That gives them more insight. So if you follow you, like, okay, this person really knows their fashion, not just likes fashion. I want to like fashion. I hit down and press the search, whatever, discovery page, and I can see fashion. Like, why would I want to follow you to look at fashion? So you want to break down that kind of like the back end of it. Cool. What are some things you engage with on Instagram?
What? Fashion isn't it?
Just turn around. I can't hear.
Workouts, I think mostly workouts, I like fashion fitness. And I also try to put in live workouts on my page, but I just don't feel comfortable because I have a private page and a business page, so I feel like.
That's gonna be really hard to run. It's hard not to grow one successful page. I have not seen many people do too.
On my business page, you only see real estate. I don't feel comfortable showing up with casual outfits or with my friends drinking or like lifting heavy. I just feel like, I'm just that real estate agent. But on my business page, which is just my friends.
Do you get a lot of business from your business page? That's why.
My business page?
Yeah.
Here and there.
Yeah, so you gotta mix it up. Like people, I mean, literally, like you gotta be authentic, and people gotta know who you are. They're looking for a real estate agent. There's like 50 people here they can pick from. Like, why would I pick you just because you have a sign in the ground and you post a picture of a real estate? Something about, and then for like the workout stuff, Team Fit Agents definitely has that down really well. But if you're doing workout stuff, I'm working out today. Maybe you want to dive a little deeper. This is the supersets I'm doing, the type of moves I'm doing. This is the calories burned, like stuff like that. Really teach people.
I did that a couple of times, but then people would come up to me and say like, you shouldn't really post like those kind of like workouts and stuff in your business.
Are those people in the buy real estate from you or sell real estate from you?
Are they like, yeah, like friends or family members, like, I know.
Maybe they're more conservative. Like it could be cultural, but they're not the people that's gonna be your clients. Like, do you want to cater and make your friends and family feel better, or do you want to grow your business? It could be two completely different worlds, right? I don't think my dad or parents would like any of the stuff I post. So, but they're on Instagram. Kevin, what are some things like you like to engage with?
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up there. Like, I had a business page, and I had the business page because I run. Last year I ran a lot of ads. You have to have a business page for ads, right? So then Elias was like, just merge that shit. And show them your life, right? This is just who you are. And so I'm transitioning my personal page, Kev Magnat, like from this beautiful nature photography, hobby that I have, and I take and shoot and watch. That's like my feed, and into like some spattering of real estate, and so it's morphing right now. It's not fully completed, but that's my passion is photography, outdoor hiking, nature, like living and saving this planet, kind of thing, and so blending that now into real estate. I love the idea of mocking funny things about properties. Like I can totally get into that. And I brought my kids into some videos, and so we're doing some of that. My kids, I bought them little shirts with my logo on them, so like, they'll come on open houses and stuff with me, and we'll play like hide and seek and stuff, and just kind of try to really engage with that family buyer.
Yeah, you put the nature stuff and the other stuff you mentioned, and the parks and the family. You're gonna attract people who also like those things, and your conversion rate with the people who like the same things you like are gonna be way higher than trying to talk to a computer engineer or you're pretty digital, so that's a bad example. I don't know, maybe like an artist, like artist house Berkeley. But so things like with social media, you're quickly attracting the people who do want to work with you, and then you're not pushing away because none of your stuff is offensive. You're not pushing away, but you're just going to bring more people who like you. And then when your clients find you on Zillow through or social media, usually find you social media, they probably like you, right? That's why I reach out to you. But if you're an online lead and they hit you up and look at you like, this guy doesn't seem that interesting, I'm just gonna call the other guy that seems more interesting. Like talk to you. Maybe next week I goes out and say, oh, she likes, I see this person likes fashion. You know what? I'm gonna just give this person. Why? Not any more qualified. They don't know it, right? It just seems to be the better fit for what I like. So that's why for my content, I'm posting all kinds of stuff. Like I have a lot of tech stuff, a lot of corporate stuff, the stuff I use all for the interesting email newsletter that I read about, and that's the stuff I attract. And I'm trying to use interesting content to make myself more interesting, to find more interesting people, so they'll be interested in me, right? If you want to, and then like other flip side, that's why we're asking you guys, what are you engaging with? Because then the thing is like, if you want to be interesting, you also need to be interested in what other people are doing. It's not one-way street unless you're just crushing on social media. Usually if you're crushing on social media, so many people engaging with you just can't get back to them, and you really just can do that so well. But as you're starting off, you want to get back to every single person. Like I never leave any DMs unread. It just takes just crank them out. Rosa, what are some things that you engage with?
I like photography and travel as
Mhm.
well. Tech and humor. That's pretty much, and fitness. That's what I have to do. And just to, go off of what you said. I think, social media is super popular because people want to be in everything that you're doing. So just do it. Like, even the haters are going to hate, but they're still going to be watching.
Big facts.
Yeah, it's like your modern day business card, right? Okay, I'll ask you this better. Social media is your modern day resume.
Yeah.
Okay, resume, like who are you, what do you like, and what have you done? Okay, but your business page, if it's nothing by listing, it's your business card. Okay, you have a nice business card. So what? Like I literally don't know. Okay, that's the first start. It makes me a little more interested in finding more about you. Then if I can't find anything about you, good for you. You have a cool business card. Next, I'm gonna find the next person that has a good business card. That's why, especially working with buyers too. Working with buyers, that's an emotional process. They don't really care how many homes you sell. For the most part, if they like you, trust you, and think you're knowledgeable and you're competent, they will work with you. That's why you have so many agents that have never sold properties before, selling 20 homes in your first year. If real estate buying was completely based on your experience, no one would be selling real estate, because where would you start? It's not like a law firm, right? Yeah, law firm, you have to start as like a paralegal and then a junior partner and a senior partner before you take on the really big cases. That's completely different in real estate, where anyone can get up tomorrow and start selling real estate. You guys are talking to $1 million buyers with literally no experience. Some of you guys don't even know how to read a contract, and you're selling $1 million home. Think about that. And it's all, and then with that said, like you're attracting clients to social media. Listings are obviously going to be hard. That's why it takes so long to become a savvy listing agent, because listing agents, what are you going to do for me? What will cost? What's the process and all that? And you don't have the experience, it's harder. So that's why most newer agents are usually getting listings from a referral, or the clients also buying and selling. So this is also where it's really important to build your social media. I think that can at least give you the foot in the door where they actually consider you for a listing. Because if they just see you, and if you're basing your page, your real estate page, where you have a couple sales, well, I'm going to go to the other person with way more sales on their page, right? Because then that's actually quantitative, because then they have the higher list price. They sell more here and work with them. But if you can't really measure out, this person likes me more, we have rapport, and they've sold some homes, like I'm gonna give this person a try because I think it connect better.
And I feel like, like this past year, it's been a lot about, and I know everyone has seen it, it's been a lot about like energy, you're attracting different energy from different people, so everyone wants to see that on Instagram. I was in Berkeley last week, and I would just go on Instagram and look up the person that was hosting the open house, and it's just like sold, and it's just very boring, very bland.
Usually those are people. So with that said, usually the people who are doing that are selling a good amount of business, but they're actually not getting new business from social media, but they're told they need to be on social media. So they post the sales and the reviews. They're really not going to pick up a lot of clients. Like, good for you, have a sell, right? So think about that. This is done differently now. The more experienced agents, they usually have really boring pages, because again, they haven't jumped into doing reels or TikToks or stories yet, but they're told that's what they need to do. maybe they hire a social media manager. Make sure you post a sold every time I'm listing. Right. So it's different. And then you said it's boring. Like if you were a neighbor, you saw that, would you want to work with them? Maybe if you're like super boring too and older or whatever. and if they're not on social media, yeah, like that's all they know. Like if you're in your, I don't know, 60s, 70s and your neighbor, you have a house, yeah, like that's cool. Like you saw the house, I'm gonna call you. But for most part, people who are on social media, because then you're not just looking at your social media. If they're on social media, they're looking at everyone's social media. How do you compare on your social media versus their social media? So do you hire, if you're in Berkeley with a listing, do you hire that person or that person that has some sales and they're interesting and they like the same thing, or this guy that literally just has more sales, right? And then they also like, you know, people, nice people also want to help you out too. Like, hey, this person seems pretty confident. Let's help them. I've had that early on because my hustle energy. A lot of people told me, hey, you know, I know you're not experienced, but you seem very hungry. You seem to want it. And then I've won most of my business early on because people understand that I'm really gonna like, you know, help really do my best to my best of my experience ability, which might be way lower than someone else to do a good job. All right, V, we got one more and then we'll wrap it up. V, what are some things like, you know, you are interested in on other people's social IG stories?
I'm trying to all over the place, but I like thrifted fashion.
What's the last thing?
Thrifted fashion.
Thrifted fashion. Okay, that's a niche.
And then also just like, but like for me, I like doing a lot of work, and so I try to do like $20 deals or less. And so now my little hashtag is be the cooking realtor.
Be the cooking realtor?
So I'm
Yeah.
getting people like asking me like, so if I buy from you, can you cook dinner for me?
Yeah, I love that.
I know, I like it.
You might have more people. I mean, it does like you might have way more people. Again, the whole one. Let's just say it's actually way less than 110, but you probably have way more people talking about food. And all of a sudden, one day, oh, my friend needs to sell a house. You have to talk to V. Because I've been talking because the person is like, I've been talking to V for weeks and months now about food. But when the friend thinks of real estate, you're the first person they know that's also a realtor. So like, if you guys really think about it, like, you're not. I mean, I studied business marketing, and I was super excited. Study business marketing because I'm not selling. You know what I'm marketing myself. So you guys, when you're realtors, you know, you guys are marketing yourself. You're selling yourself. It just so happens that the byproduct of what you do, a service that you offer, is real estate. You are not real estate. You are you. You're the cooking realtor, the person that thrifts. You know, if you sell yourself first and they like it, and then they'll hit you up to do real estate because you're top of mind. For me, I'm building. I'm not like most people only think I'm a realtor. I'm building a real estate business. So most people reach out to me. They want to build a real estate business. I can teach you all day how to write contracts to own, but that's not what I do. Right? I know how to do it, but I not hire people to do that. So that's why I attract some people that wants to, people want to cook. Well, they're going to reach out to you to the master cooking. People that are fashionable are going to reach out to you to become more fashionable. People want follow you to become more fit. Right? So you're setting the bar of what and they want to get there. Actually, a couple more people. I missed that row right there. Nelly, what are some of the things like you follow that you find interesting?
Money, mortgage, real estate, and Kenny Trump.
Thank you. Well, then you got to post money and mortgage and real estate and repost us.
I do a lot with family. I am mechanical employee, so I do a lot of that too. But I've been in business for a long time, so
You're a business person. You should talk about how to run a business. Maybe you could talk about like right now, like how to start a business, SBA loans, vacancy rates, like how they invest, passive income, cash flow. Like that's stuff that not many people is teaching. Unless you follow an influencer that teaches all that. But when you follow an influencer teach that, that's all they teach. It's not as interesting. Again, that's where like people go to learn something, but they won't like want to work with them. What about you, Margarita?
So I live in San Francisco, and sometimes on my walk, I will put like a for sale sign that I see, and I'm like, hey guys, this is like the newest listing in my area, part of my walk. If you want to own a little piece of San Francisco, give me a call or DM me. So little things like that, like, and finding little knickknacks in San Francisco, which we all know, like all the homeless stuff and like all the quirky things that happen there. I think I'm gonna start adding some more to my IG stories just to make people laugh, or you can see like the things I saw like on my walks out there. It's kind of crazy. So I think just kind of incorporating the city of San Francisco and kind of making it, but not also making me exclusive to that, because I also don't want to just sell and buy San Francisco. Like I want to do the whole Bay Area.
I'll probably like focus on talking about, hey, this is district or whatever, this is a neighborhood, things are, and really getting into micro parts of that where like, imagine you were talking to tourists, maybe when you're creating some of the videos, not your clients, but really educating people on the nitty gritty of like those stuff or the history. Cool. Armando, what are some of the things you follow and you engage with?
Yes, so I really like following UFC, mixed martial arts, fitness, stocks, crypto. That's pretty much it.
So why mix? So you that's good because then you might follow people that likes all the things I like. You just mentioned I like too. I don't love, but like a lot. So like then you actually have why mix with people who want to follow you for various things. Most of those things. All right. Last but not least, what are some things that you follow and you engage with and like?
A lot of hiking and mountain biking stuff because that's kind of what I'm into right now. A lot of cooking videos. I watch a lot like Gordon Ramsay, a lot of his cooking or he reviews other people's foods and critiques it.
So the hiking, mounting, maybe you want to talk about different trails. So I mean, this trail, this, how long it is, how difficult it is, the elevation and the gear. Like I don't know, like when I dive into stuff, I try to. Oh yeah, I buy a lot of stuff I use. Like I'll research for hours just for fun on like shoes, hiking shoes and gear. And like while I'm doing it, I'm literally posting it. Hey, this one is number one. Like this one. Later on, I bought this one because of this. Like you want to show the back end of like how you're hiking, not just you like hiking. Maybe you just do. I don't know. And like cooking ingredients, right? This is I don't know. I would dive into like the ingredients, the flavors, and how long you've been cooking, what you're cooking tonight, what you cooked last week. Cool. I think we're up. Any last comments or anything?
I was just gonna say that when you were just talking about his page, I was just thinking about one time I was on a hike in the Oakland Hills and I brought my dog and I kept trying to get pictures of him being adorable on the trail, but he's always got his nose stuck in a bush. So I kept getting his butt. And I had just, made some joke about it and posted it. And it was like, all I got was like the tail but so all these people showed up who were like, oh, I love hiking with dogs. And I was like, hiking with dogs. I guess that's a thing, and it's just so funny that sometimes you just fall into something. Like,
yeah, like you had to get engagement on that. That like you could maybe post collages. Like I unsuccessfully tried today to take pictures of my dog as best I got, and you're probably gonna get more likes on that than an actual picture like successful dog. Like it's on the messaging.
True.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. I think we're ready to wrap it up today. All right.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, there's these things that I don't have time to do a video with you.
You guys,
But let's do it another time. I parked across the street. I don't know. I have no idea where. Kenny, do you know where you park when you're here?
Huh?
Where do you park here?
Like down the street. So okay. I live probably on the same street every time from here.
I park across the street. It's like 1 hour parking, but I don't know if there's like designated parking. Yeah.
Free street parking here.
Okay.
Hey Kenny, how's it going?
Back to Oakland?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am.
Okay. I'm gonna head to the Walnut Creek office right now. Okay. Yeah, I have a couple of meetings that I have to do, but feel free to come there if you want. You can always work from there. I know. Want some peace and quiet. It's a good place to come.
Oh, welcome.
Hopefully you get your license stuff together soon.
Yeah, so I think this is good. Yeah, so the only kind of people is super hard. And we actually got everyone talking. So that's why it's cool. This is ideal.
Why was it more people? Okay, all right. Just the phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We don't really have an agenda.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let me know if you need my help. And then hopefully too, we get on board. Yes.
Well, with the onboarding, that's what I'm not familiar with what. I'm gonna do some logo work and I can just share that
Yes.
with you. So
All right.
that's what they are. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny.
Yeah.
I was before.
Yeah.
And then
I messaged him to like follow up, and he saw like my bio at the end of the thing. He's like, "Oh, you're on tennis team again." I'm like, "Yeah, am I?" I forgot who I talked to, but is somebody else I should talk to about getting onboarded? I think who did I talk to? Daniel? Okay, let me just check your email. We actually purposely like so we don't have lunch crowds. Yeah. The next one, just let me double check.
Kenny, the fast stickers? No, huh?
Stickers?
Yeah.
No, I don't
Probably
think
in
so.
Oakland.
The next one will be here at same time
When next week?
on
Every 2 weeks.
18th. Yeah.
18?
Same thing, like
Okay.
a workshop style without an agenda.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. That's the 18th, same time and same location. Yeah, we also just don't want too many people here. We want to keep it engaging. This one is
This is enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a lot.
Yeah, we can probably bring people in next time. Yeah, a couple different things at this point.
Hey, Kenny, are you there?